Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Is anybody out there?
Is anybody out there?
This is Who Do You Think You Are? Podcast.
Episode 36.
Shabam!
Welcome back, everybody,
Hey.
to this week's episode of Who Do You Think You Are?
Yeah, episode 36. We went over.
Yeah.
We got somebody in the hot seat today.
Whoop whoop!
Whee!
Sizzling.
Sizzling. Wow.
We have Shane.
Yo.
Oh, going by his real name. No alter egos
No
here
alter
today.
egos today.
Oh no.
Unless you want to switch it up.
Yeah, do you want to switch it up?
I mean, we always edit this.
Shane, a.k.a. Duck Duck, a.k.a. Doug.
Have you ever known yourself as another person? What would you change your name to? Secret alias. You have to leave America
you
right
get into
now.
the witness protection program.
Yeah, where do you go? That's a good question. Damn.
Honestly, just go to China. I'm one of 2
China.
billion.
China.
Nobody can find me.
That's great because here at the Who Do You Think You Are studio,
Yeah.
we love, say it together, everybody, China. Thank you. That was not planned.
They also have a wall.
They do.
They have a great wall. Great, the very, very best wall.
Best. And much better than anybody else's wall.
How envious do you think Trump is of that wall?
He probably likes it.
He wishes in his dreams that he could be something close to that, but
Yeah.
never.
So you're a supporter of the wall, right?
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and you want to run us by what made you vote for Trump?
His public policy was so well thought out. I just
Yeah.
thought that he has some great ideas, yeah.
That's what I thought too. It's like they always said this is the kind of guy you talk to at a bar. And what I always think when I'm in the dipshit of nowhere talking to some guy like some hillbilly, I'm like, this should be the president. So the fact that he is an example of that, I was like, this is perfect. What a perfect platform for
This
him.
is what it would be like to have an idiot running our country.
Yeah, and it's going well so far. I mean,
I mean, he hasn't burned it down to the ground.
well,
Yet.
we're in the state of emergency or whatever because, the whole wall funding thing, and 16 states are trying to sue him. But I don't think it's a big deal. I think he'll get through it.
Yeah. So Civil War. How about that?
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Do you think so? Do you think there's a civil war that could happen?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could very easily happen. We're just so divided already as a country that if you're conservative, if you're liberal, you just kind of try not to deal with each other, and you don't really have that common ground.
Like echo chambers in a way. You know what was interesting? I forget what I was listening to it from, but they were talking about how certain platforms are kicking people off of, like YouTube or... So people will start flocking to different social networks where it'll become more and more of their own echo chamber. So as these groups divide and get more and more divided, you'll start seeing the smaller, the new Facebook or the new... I was like, that's interesting. You could see that happening in 5 to 10 years because they don't want to hear the other side. And you're sick of dealing with certain people, and you're like, I don't want to... I don't know, just always arguing. You just want to hear your same ideas fed back to yourself, At least I do.
It's a little bit of everybody, though. Just you agree with them, and you just like it. It's like,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I like you.
Yeah. Do you almost ever find yourself... Are you, active socially on, social networks and stuff?
I mean, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Do I use it that much? Not really, but...
You ever get in arguments?
Oh, God, no. That's my worst nightmare.
Never?
I try to avoid it like the plague, to where I will see some relatives who do like Trump,
Yeah.
and they will post some ridiculous shit, and I just close that tab and just what is a good comic to read right now? Just get my mind off of it because I cannot deal with it.
Sometimes I'll start typing something and I'll be like, no, terrible.
I can't say this.
Yeah, I can't say this.
That's funny.
I have gotten into arguments with friends about it. That's why I've learned just to completely avoid
Stay
it.
away.
To where they'll try to start something, and I'll just try to completely change the subject.
Yeah. Politics is a tricky thing to talk to people about. It's, which is funny because it shouldn't be so, we shouldn't get so argumentative about it.
That's the problem. The problem is the other party is not willing to listen. Either party is willing to listen, really. They want it their way, they want it to the right, they want it to the left, but they can't see it on a middle ground.
people just also never want to be wrong too. Don't you think that might be something about it? It's like
100%.
they're like, people love I told you so. I love I told you so. You love I told you so. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, we're just trying to convince somebody, like, this is the way you should be thinking. This is how you should view this.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're wrong, but I will do my absolute best to get you to change.
I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I just don't understand some things are so, when it's hurting other people or it's like racist, you're like, how are you behind this message? You know, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, things like going back to the wall and separating
wall talk.
Yeah, wall talk, you know? The need for this thing, that we're in like a state of emergency. Some people are actually fearful of this when there's a million other things happening and shootings all around you. Like, this isn't the big issue here.
It's not, but it's part of their echo chamber to where they turn on Fox News, and then everything they have on there is about the wall, about these illegal immigrants coming over who are going to rape and kill and take your jobs.
Because they're animals.
Yes.
Right.
Because they're not real people.
I mean, I'm scared even when you just said that again. So, I mean, I'm tuning in to see what's next, you know?
And what fundings have been pulled from other projects or things we could prioritize the money for to go to this pointless wall? I see it as very pointless. Like, I think it's now become a display of, like, dominance over, like, if one goes down, the other one's gonna be like, I knew it, you know, or
that's
vice versa, you know. That's the display of power.
I don't want to be wrong.
Exactly.
And that's the scary part now, entering 2020 to get into vote. So now, exactly like you said, they don't want to lose. So at this point, they have to stand their ground. I mean, and go into the funding thing. I think this morning, California, the Trump administration was like, we're going to take $929 million away from your high-speed railroad project, after they're like suing because you can't. They're saying we're not in a state of emergency. So it's all these wars going on between cities and state, federal, and I don't know.
So you were mentioning you kind of see California at some point possibly breaking away.
I see the coasts breaking away, both east and west, because the Midwest and South are so completely different than what is on the West Coast and East Coast. Mm-hmm. There's no common ground, there's no common viewpoint there, to whereas everybody that I know, most people that I know grew up in California, they all grew up with friends who are white, Asian, Mexican, African American, whatever, and they see them as actual people. Whereas if you grow up in Iowa or Kansas, then all you really know is somebody that more than likely looks like you, so they still see them as other. So when it does come into a head, I do feel like the coasts will side with each other and pull away, and if it comes to that, then it'll be war amongst the coast against Middle America.
I could see that happening. I don't think it would be bad either. I think that it's so big, America in general, and there's so, like you said, so many different ideas, so much money going through the system just to stay kind of like statewide. I mean, Texas or California is economy is one of the greatest ones in the world, like one of the biggest ones in the world,
it's
right?
Top 15, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you count it out itself as a country, it's top 15.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you from California?
Yeah,
right?
Born and raised in LA.
Gotcha.
Boo, Dodgers!
Let's go Dodgers!
Do you have your Dodgers shirt?
I have my World Series shirt on right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're running deep with the Dodgers?
Very.
Nice.
Go as often as I can. Going spring training next weekend. It's gonna be great.
Spring training.
Yeah.
You enjoyed baseball a lot, right?
I did as a kid. Like that was my sport for sure growing up. I loved playing it. I think my youngest pipe dreams were to be a baseball player, which really worked out. I'm close. That's why
I think if you could have made it.
Well, I still can make it. Life's not over. They say
you're kind of old now.
I have a dream board though. I'm manifesting that shit.
You could just go to Glendale today and then go to the Dodgers camp and ask them to sign up. That's all you gotta do.
I should try that. Don't you think?
Try it out.
This make a good story for the podcast. Nick.
For sure.
Nick's on the Dodgers.
Nick's on the Dodgers. I would hate you because I have to hate on the Dodgers, being a Diamondbacks fan.
Is it Rookie of the Year when the kid breaks his arm and he gets that nasty? Is it a fastball? Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good. That could happen.
Yep. He dislocates his arm, and then he throws it into the catcher from the outfield. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I know it's a fantastic movie, and it was about a true story, so it could happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is slip on a ball. So just go ahead and do that.
It's like baseball movies. You know what I'm saying? Angels in the Outfield. That was a good one, too.
Is that Danny Glover in that?
Yeah, and for whatever reason, the one thing I always remember from that movie, I think, because I had so much like God stuff in my mind, and I was like, when they were on the porch and they're like, "Look at the moon, it looks like God's fingernail" or something like that. It's always stuck with me, that line. I don't know why.
God's fingernail.
So like, I will still literally see the moon sometimes when I'm driving, and I'm like, "Oh, it's God's fingernail."
The projection of that light, because Earth
it makes sense if you
Earth
think
is flat.
about it.
You know that they related that to God's nail.
Is he a flat earther too?
Yeah, Shane's definitely a flat earther.
I cannot stand it. I just need an explanation.
Why? Because it's not circular. That's why you can stand.
Because it's a sphere.
Yeah.
Because with all these conspiracy theories, I just need a reason. Why would we lie about this?
Well, it's reptilians, obviously.
Yeah. And definite like alien or fake alien invasions.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not rich enough to know why. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Give me a good reason, then I can get with it.
We don't have one.
No.
I don't have a good one
Because
yet.
it's ludicrous.
Nah, I mean, no.
The rapper?
Whoa, what if he was buying all this? That's probably why Ja Rule did the Fire Festival, because he wanted to try to keep up with Ludacris and him running the New World Order.
It's very hard.
What was that whole fire thing?
Do you know anything about that? I love that documentary. It was
I have yet to see the documentary.
Uh-huh.
I know the basics about it. So from what I understand, Ja Rule made an app, and to support this app, he created the Fire Festival to get it more popular.
Yeah.
And it just blew up in his face.
And the app was actually kind of a good idea. Basically, it was like a booking thing, so people could go, "Oh, Ja Rule, to book him for like my party is X amount of dollars," or so it was like an easy way for people, club managers, or just if you're a rich person want to throw a badass birthday party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sweet 16, quinceañera for you. Baby.
Oh yeah.
Then it just all went way south. They tried to make it way too big. They lied to the people. And what's funny is,
What were they lying about?
because they had a location, and the location kept on like problems with the location where people were going to camp, set up. They didn't like have enough time to properly have a stage, lights, and all these things. So they were just falling through. And the tickets were like $250,000 or something
serious?
crazy.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
And then like a couple days before, and they still hadn't shown pictures of like the cabanas or these places that these people were supposedly going to stay in, which ended up being like these hurricane shelter tents with blow-up mattresses.
That's what they look like.
And they were bankrupt right before, so they had to like wear these bracelets, and they had to transfer their own money onto these bracelets so they could use them at the festival, which they didn't even have the technology to be able to read. And some people, like some guy was like, "I put $800,000 on it." I'm like, first of all, fuck you. Like, I'm just casually dropping $1 million. It's like, the lineup wasn't even good. It was like Blink-182, like, I don't even remember. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know if it wasn't good. That's wrong.
Okay.
Ja Rule, Blink-182, Weezer. I could get along with it. No? You're anti-Weezer?
Oh, I'm so anti-Weezer.
Why?
It hurts me. It like how much they annoy me.
Blue Album, Green Album, Pinkerton, none of it.
Well, Green Album, I like. First of all, my introduction through him was through one of my friend's dads, who he loved them. Mm-hmm. So Green Album, he listened to a lot, and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then you go back in the Blue Album, it's also obviously really good.
Yeah.
And then I have a difficulty with like humor and music, like, and it's too joking for me. Then they came out with this, like, they just released that like cover album, and I'm just like, ugh.
That's pretty terrible.
It just hurts me. It's like taking my soul and like a wet towel and just rinsing it out, or making prune juice with a prune. It's like, how are you doing this?
So you love Weird Al then?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. That's why you see this Weird Al poster right behind me. He's the shit. The other thing with the Fire Festival, there's this guy, like right before, they didn't have any water bottles or anything. And they, so they had this one truck that had to pass through, I don't know, what's the checkpoint to get in through?
Immigration?
I don't know, export, import, whatever the fuck they need to check. And he's like, I need you to do this one last favor for me. Like, I guess the guy was, he's like, you need to suck this guy's dick. And so he's like,
to get the waters through?
To get the waters through. And so the guy, he's like late 50s, and he's like, so he hung up the phone, he's like, they're on the line for so many millions of dollars. Like, they have to make something happen, or else they're all fucked. So he hangs up the phone, he's like, I go home take a shower, wash my mouth. I go down there fully prepared to suck this guy's dick, to let this water in. And then he ended up being a nice guy, and he just said if we're the first to pay, I didn't have to do it. But he's like, I fully went there prepared.
No job is worth that.
I know.
What was he getting paid?
Wait, was he
was like an investor.
was he a homosexual?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still, it's not something you
No, I understand. I was just...
They just suck everybody's dick. It doesn't
That's
even
how the
matter.
business works. How do you think people get promoted, right?
Exactly. I do it for a promotion.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah, I mean, or if you're going to be in a movie, would you suck Harvey Weinstein's dick to be in a movie? Either of you can answer.
Come on, bro. That's a hard question. Of course.
Well, he's not hard, though. I want to get back to it.
Oh,
It's just
Jesus.
like, it's like a slug, old
This is the
tired
first
slug.
time on this podcast that we are drinking an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, that's true. Hey, cheers
Cheers.
to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's
Usually it's
7:30 p.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah, that is the first time. What were we talking about? Anyways,
Not sucking Harvey Weinstein
that's
stuff,
true. That's what we're getting to.
16 minutes.
That's I
Nice.
know we're not doing too good.
No, not today.
And we really jumped into this whole guest thing really quick.
Yeah, we did.
Thanks for coming, Shane. How'd you guys meet?
We met through our mutual friend Tyler. I work with him. We were out at Sandbar
That great place.
one of these random nights, and Pete came out and started giving me shit for liking the Dodgers, and that's how our friendship started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The full circle here with the Dodgers.
Yeah. Wow. Good job. How long ago was that?
I don't even know.
Come on.
2 years? 3?
Going on 3 probably, yeah. No, but we hit it off. Like, Shane and I have always had great conversations, usually over a glass or a bottle of wine.
Yep.
And we actually thought about making our own podcast called Wine and Why Not. So
Well, why not?
yeah, exactly. So it might be in the works, folks. Who knows? No,
Schedule's a little bit off, but we can
yeah,
get it
we
someday.
can work with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just always been fun around with Shane. Always been real.
Some interesting conversations.
Definitely.
What do you think happens when you die, Shane?
Nice segue. So
Getting real deep right now.
That's actually I wanted to open the podcast before even introducing you, and that was gonna be the first question.
Fuck. I don't know. I guess my leap of faith is that we all go into this big blob and we're all happy or just at peace. Not even happy, just at peace.
Were you raised in religion or anything like that?
I was raised Lutheran, went to a Catholic high school, but
Ruh-roh.
yeah. I've kind of lost that part of me just because it seems so ridiculous, and with learning all the bad things religion has done to people, that I just kind of lost it. That plus the entire Catholic priest thing kind of turns people off.
I think they're kind of blowing that out of the
I
water.
think it kind of turns them on.
On and off.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Catholic.
Well, then
news
last
stories.
week was the
Baptist church.
Baptist
yeah.
church.
What happened?
They're in the same game, bro.
Yeah, I guess there was
Oh,
like,
Kitty
kids.
Diddling.
there was like
Yeah.
a 20-year investigation. There was a couple hundred that they ended up being actually like accused of, not just allegations. That actually you're like, oh well.
Well,
So
no.
does that mean it's actually a couple thousand?
Right, that's also the thing. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Who knows? God knows. God knows.
So that would be like your heaven, just like
A blob.
Are we the same? Are we the same consciousness? Like, are we?
Yeah, it's I guess partially almost Buddhist, to where you go back into the earth and all the good that you've done kind of throws itself out there, kind of like the butterfly effect. So where try to be as good as you can, and then hopefully that'll do some good in the world, in life and in death.
So reincarnation, or no, not that. Not in that sense. In sense,
No.
you're born back into the earth, but not as
Not as a butterfly or anything.
or a thing. Just
Yeah, just
yeah.
gone and at peace.
There's like cool burials where there's the ones where you can like die and then become mushrooms or trees. Have you seen any of those?
I've seen
I
the
have.
tree one.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know if I could do it.
Why?
No?
I'm still holding on to this earthly body
Uh-huh.
to this point, to where I can't see myself being turned into a tree that some random drunk dude can piss on.
I think that'd be kind of magical. Because you'd have a connection with that guy and be like, hey, stop doing that.
Every time he goes...
Because you could talk still. Obviously, you're the same person. You're just born as a different thing. You can even probably move your arms.
Just like the
wind.
limbs and shit.
That tickles. Pee in my... What are the holes called in a tree? That's a good question.
No
50
idea.
points.
50 points. What is bird's nest?
What is pee in that hole, please, homeless man?
Jeez. Don't take that out of context, though.
Why?
Pee in that hole?
I'm not embarrassed, dude. I don't care,
Alright,
man. My body, my choice.
Your body, your choice.
That's what I've always said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think happens to us when we die?
I have no fucking idea. But I'm not scared of it anymore.
That's good.
Not at all?
Not really, no. I was terrified of it for about most of my life.
Till last week.
I'm still coming to terms with it.
I think most people are.
I would say a lot of like through meditation and some certain psychedelics I've kind of gotten comfortable with just, I don't know, feeling that we are part of something bigger. I feel like I don't know, like even when you're just meditating, just closing your eyes and breathing with your, like you realize all this shit that's in our head, all these stories, all these things that we think we know are just basically pumped into us, you know? And so I don't know. I don't think there's any way to know what happens. I think you just have to give it your best shot.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when Jacob was here, he told us about his near-death psychedelic kind of experience where he met this goddess on this trip, and she asked him, like, do you want to come with us now, or do you want to live your life back on Earth? And then that's when he realized, like, hey, I'm going to die if I say yes. But it's kind of like you go back into this other, if that's even, I don't know. Who knows, you know?
I don't know.
Nobody knows who we are. But that's like going back into this otherly world type of energy, or just becoming part of this Earth again.
How about alternate dimensions or parallel universes? How are you on that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
Just knowing every decision I make, there's somebody else making the opposite decision.
Yeah.
And that's me in one sense, but it's a me I'm never going to know.
Right. It's crazy. But do you think the fact that you have a connection through that you maybe think that are aware of that, do you think you learn lessons from that other side? Like, let's say if deja vu are these crossroads where you are kind of syncing up all of a sudden with these, you know, mundane choices that actually are big choices, like in that butterfly effect kind of way.
Because I definitely feel deja vu, not often, but like, once a year or so.
Yeah.
And it's over the stupidest things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't know why it pops in my head, like, I've done this before, I've been here before, and it just kind of freaks you out, makes you pause, and I guess kind of accept it, that something weird has happened.
I get a bad feeling usually. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I'm usually like, oh, I don't like this. I usually, like, I don't know. I always feel like things are about to go negative. That's my great brain, you know, and I always go negative.
Is it like a big life event for you? Or
No,
just
it's
things?
always just random things. Where I'm like, I've never been here before. I don't really know these people. Why am I naked? And then, you know,
and bad things happen.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Bada bing, bada boom. No,
you're in and you're out.
No, it's just small. I'll just be walking. I'm like, oh, I've been here before. I don't know if it's all the alternate dimensions that like line up. Maybe it's like that perfect like blood moon or something that they just all of a sudden kind of cross. But I don't know. I think there's something to that. I think there's something to the dreams, and I think we absorb and we learn a little bit, whether or not it's, if we're aware of it or not. You know what I mean? There's too many
dream person though, to where, do you remember yours? I don't remember most of my dreams. I'll wake up and I know that I dreamed that night, but I'll remember almost nothing of it.
I remember a lot of my dreams.
Is it dream or dreamt?
If you put in the past tense, I dreamt. But current tense,
dream.
I always dream.
Are we constantly dreaming?
Could this be a dream?
Yes.
It could be a dream. It could be a computer simulation. We don't really know. We're never going to find out.
If this was a dream or a simulation, it would be a very boring dream or simulation.
It's probably why we're still alive.
Simulation?
Like whoever made us was like, this is fucking boring.
Well, have you heard...
And just walked off.
Have you heard the theory that the simulation was created by us because we saw where our future was going, so we basically programmed ourselves without really knowing it to then create said simulation to save ourselves. So it's like we time traveled essentially. It's like we saw the destruction of humanity, so somehow we went back and we're like, hey, you got to create the simulation to survive. So that's why we're like trying to create robots and trying to create things.
So to create the right way to where we don't kill ourselves.
Basically.
Gotcha.
Dude,
do we keep rebooting?
Yeah, daily.
Okay.
For the time being. I saw the craziest fucking thing. So there's this dude, and he created this website to show how good computers are at creating AI and faces and everything like that, because just to he created the algorithm just so you go on this website, you can refresh the page, and every time you refresh the page, it's like this, and a new face comes up that's not a real person. It's just what the algorithm basically creates. And he created that website to show people, like, this is where kind of the world is going, and it's creepy, dude. I'll show it to you right now.
Okay.
I cycled through these a little bit, and it's creeped me out. Okay, so just made up person, not a real person. Reset.
That is freaky.
He just keeps on going.
And these are not real people.
Not real people. This is just all computer code.
How is that possible? Holy shit.
Binary ones and zeros, bro. That just makes me so uncomfortable, dude.
This look like real people, man.
I know. The website's thispersondoesnotexist.com, so if you want to check it out at home, and I recommend getting super high and just doing this for a couple hours. Really question your existence, because that's yeah. So that's crazy.
That the computer just
can do
makes that.
Yeah, so it's.
I almost can't believe it. I almost cannot believe that that's.
I know.
Not a real person.
I know, she's banging, huh? Well, what are you doing later, girl? I'm gonna send you some.
Yeah, we're definitely in a simulation then.
Well, just just what's so scary with technology, and like he created that to show how far above, because you think of like meme farms and ways that we're controlling our media or echo chambers, because we create people to either separate through discussion of, look on Facebook and how many people are arguing with each other.
Right.
With a lot of these people probably aren't even real. They could just be computer generated algorithms just to make people argue and to share news articles. So like this is at the forefront of the headlines. Like, we're talking about this and we're not talking about something bigger,
These people don't even exist, bro.
These people don't even exist.
Like a Russian bot.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, so that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, your buddy Trump and the Russians, so I mean,
I'll turn out.
Yeah, you're a Putin fan too, right?
Oh, I love Putin. KGB for life.
KGB for life.
I love back in the USSR. The Beatles liked them, so I like them.
Yeah, sure. So if you look at Shane's Instagram, it's all food. Every single picture is just food.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Of these like very, very delicious looking.
Is it a
things.
kink thing, like food porn?
I mean,
I hate that expression.
It's not
food
not
porn,
that. But no, I just love to eat.
He's a huge foodie, man.
Yeah.
I thought I was a big foodie. Shane like blows me out of the water.
Yeah. I think it's just part of growing up in an Asian culture to where food's such a huge part of life. It's not just food, something to sustain you.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to where you gather around with your family, and that's where you make memories. Is eating this as a kid, having your grandma make this for you, or you making dumplings with your family, and then later on eating them, and all the things that go along with that, to where you just feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a big part of it for me. It's not just this thing is the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life, which is also part of it, but
Right.
it's not the end goal.
What's your what's it called? You murdered 20 people. You're on death row. You got one last meal. And you decapitated all these people, so you killed them back.
There's no chance of that.
You were wearing their skin.
You ate a couple of them.
Yeah, you ate a couple of them, making Asian cuisine.
Did I enjoy them?
Making dumplings. Oh, yeah, you loved it.
Of course.
You loved it.
I loved them.
Yeah, so you did this. You got through it for like 10 years, too. Like, you were deep into it. You were living in Los Angeles. You were still a Dodgers fan. You actually had, stadium seats or whatever they call
nice.
it.
I like
so you
this.
were doing well. Like, you were doing really well, but you had this dark, dark secret that you liked just killing people. So anyway, so you're on death row, and you got one last meal, and it can't be a small child.
Oh, fuck. I mean, how small is too small? Like, is an infant small?
I mean, if
5
you're
years old?
if we're talking New York, it doesn't really matter. I mean, bada bing, bada boom, get them out of here.
I mean, it doesn't matter. But what if they're from another country because they're not real people anymore.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You could eat them for sure. For sure.
I guess my pick would be beef brisket with noodle soup. It's a very comforting meal for me that I had a lot as a kid and when I was overseas.
What kind of noodle?
Egg noodles.
Egg
Kind of like wonton noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious.
I had breakfast, but I'm hungry again.
Would you wash it down with something to drink? Do you have a thing with like pairing drinks and food, or?
I do with alcohol, but in general, no. Most of the time, I'm just going to drink water with it. As a kid, when I was like 8 years old, my dad at that point said, no more soda, you're too old for that. So ever since then, I have really not drank any soda.
Oh, that's funny. I like that line. You're too old. I stopped drinking soda like 10 years ago or something like that. But it's such a terrible habit. I like that. Like, you're too... What are you, a child drinking soda? Just like smacks that.
That's pretty much it. It's like, I was just a little kid, but...
He made you feel ashamed of drinking soda.
100%.
It's like,
And
What are you doing over there?
it was a good choice.
you a fucking child or what?
Because I see people at the office drinking sodas every day. Or like bringing in like 2-liter bottles and just drinking that at
That's
their desk.
crazy to
It's
me, man.
ridiculous.
Oh, big gulps disgust me. Like, when I see that,
Fuck
I'm
the
just
big
like...
gulps, bro. The people that bring
Can you
their
do
own
that?
fucking igloo, like, what are they called? Thermoses and shit?
Yeah.
To, like, fill up, and it's like a bucket, man.
That's true. Do people still do that?
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Those are like, how many ounces?
They're massive.
It's like over 100,
It's like a
right?
64 ouncer,
That's
dude.
crazy.
It's huge.
How can your bladder like fit all that liquid in there? How often do you go pee every day?
Yeah, right?
I just feel like I would be so anxious from all this sugar and just in the way it like affects your brain. I just feel like I'd be so like high strung. You know what I mean? Because it'd be like ups, down. You know, like. But I stopped drinking soda a while ago. But then, do you ever drink energy drinks at all? I had a bad habit of that for a while though.
I would drink those after a long night out. To where if I'm just exhausted, I'll drink one of those, and hopefully it'll make me get through the day and not crash.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna use that line. Like I've been probably a year now. I've been off of those things. I'm gonna be like, what are you, a kid drinking Red Bull?
Red Bull?
Fucking gives you
You're gonna
wings.
shame yourself.
Piece of shit.
Which was your energy drink of choice?
I loved Red Bull. Just the original,
Not sugar free.
not sugar free. Just that OG Red Bull.
Have you tried the Monster Recoveries before?
I loved those. Well, so it was a slow. Like I was drinking Monsters and stuff all day. Then I thought like Red Bull was more like, this is a better. No, I just thought it was like a better product. I was like, they probably take because it's more expensive. I was tricked into thinking like, this actually has some, vitamin whatever. And I was like, this is a cleaner energy drink. Like, no, it's not like Monster, But yeah, the recovery ones were great. They have those natural cane sugar ones that Rockstar makes those ones, like natural cane sugar ones that are pretty good too. But now I'm just like, there's so many flavors too. I'm just like,
I was never into those things.
No.
I mean, I've drank them before, but I wouldn't like go out of my way like, I gotta go get a Monster right now to get through the day, or a Red Bull and stuff like that. I just knew it wasn't good for you, you know? Fucking accelerating your heart rate. I already have it. I don't need that shit.
I mean, I replace that with coffee now, to where I'll drink coffee every single day, and I cannot live without it.
Yeah.
I know it's terrible, but I just absolutely
How many
love
cups
it.
of coffee
I
do you
love
think you
coffee.
drink?
Honestly, just one a day.
That's not bad for you. One a day is not bad for you.
I mean,
Even pregnant ladies.
it's still a
do that.
dependence on a substance,
Right.
to where
I guess if
feel
you're looking
tired.
at it like that, yeah.
Like, I don't think it's bad for my health, but at the same time, I'm just addicted to it, to where if I don't have it, I'm gonna sleep in till like 10 in the morning.
Just
You're gonna be
tastes
grouchy.
So good.
Yeah.
Tastes so good. What, just drip coffee you're going? What's...
No, I'm fancy.
Okay.
I
Let's hear it.
do the bagged coffee, fresh roasted, and then I'll grind it right when the water is boiling and do pour over.
Nice.
And like, I will weigh the grounds, weigh the water. I'll do
Yeah.
all that random shit.
I haven't done French pressing for a while, but I was doing that every one of my days off for so long. It's so much better. It's so good.
It tastes so much better.
I know.
Because like, I go into work and I have the pods, which I one, they're terrible for the environment,
Yeah.
and two, they taste like
Oh,
absolute
they're
shit.
They're so bad.
And three, they don't even do anything. Like the caffeine content is so low. I gotta drink like 3 of those cups to make me stay awake.
Yeah, my sister moved in and she has one, so I've used it just out of pure laziness. Because I'm just like, they're so bad. Like I had one in college and I got rid of it because like this isn't coffee. Like it tastes like shit. But now I just am inherently lazy. I'm like, I don't know, it's still coffee. But yeah. Speaking of like for the environment, I think you were one of the first people I saw with like straws.
Oh, yeah.
You still carry that around, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I have straws at my desk at work and straws at my house. And then for Christmas, I got not metal straws, but disposable bamboo. Since bamboo grows so quickly, they make them into straws. Wait, it's avocados actually. So they use like the avocado pit, and there's straws that. So I have straws, forks, knives, and spoons, all made out of avocado pits.
What like hit you to start doing that? Was there like a moment you heard somebody say something and you're like, oh fuck, I need to...
Not really. I think it was just a culmination of realizing how bad us as humans are for the environment.
Right.
To know that we are the ones causing global warming. That
doesn't exist.
That's the jury's still out on that.
Fake news. It's all fake news.
Jesus
so
Christ.
what is fake news?
Who's this guy?
I'm a sheep. Just listen to
disgusting.
Washington Post.
God. Look, I have a straw. Am I going to get arrested in California now? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? A little straw never hurt anybody.
If you give it away for free, you might, because it's illegal there.
I think it's like a $250 fine or something.
It's something like that, to where they have to ask for it. The only reason they keep it around is for people who need them. So if they have
a handicap or something.
A handicap.
Republican.
Yeah, or that. Then we just throw it at them. Throw metal ones at them.
Also a handicap.
Yeah, Washington State just passed that law as well. It's cool. It's a great thing. I mean, why? It's like those little steps of why not doing a little bit more. I mean, the thing is, if you want to use, like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me that you can ask for one. It's like, you know, people are going to make their own bad choices, and we all do. I mean, none of us are perfect. You know, the things that we consume, the things that we wear, that we eat. It's like we could do so much more. But just those little things, like not just giving somebody utensils they're just going to throw away, or napkins, or straws, you know, or plastic bags, unless you're trying to strangle a kid. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
You can suffocate yourself too, also.
That's also fun, and masturbate as you do that.
Yeah. That's David Carradine.
Audio fiction. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yes? Yes, Pedro?
Yes, Pedro.
You rang?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think that's what Jesus sounds like?
I don't know. It's just muffling his
You're
voice in the
muffling
sand. Like, I'm not even changing my voice, just, oh, hey, Pedro. It's your boy, Jesus Christ.
It's your homie.
How life-changing would it be if Jesus talked to you? What if you saw Jesus and he just like, hey, Shane, don't do that anymore. Then he just vanishes. What do you think he'd be referring to?
This Buddhist idea you have going on.
All wrong. It's all wrong.
And he does one of these.
You're going to hell right now.
Purgatory, bitch.
First things, how would he appear to me? Would it be 100% like I have to believe it's Jesus, or would there still be some
it'd be
doubt?
like
He'd be floating.
It'd be the pictures depicted in like old paintings of white Jesus Christ.
So then I know it wouldn't be Jesus, because Jesus doesn't look like that.
Bro,
you don't know
that's
that
what he
sure.
looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
Jesus it's his profile picture.
Okay, what do you want him to look like? He's gonna look like a...
I don't want him to look like anything. From what I know, he is of a darker complexion. And that might scare some people, but that is...
He still has blue eyes, though.
Yeah, sure. He's from the Middle East, and he has blue eyes, and he looks like your average white dude.
Yeah.
That's Jesus.
I mean, yeah, okay, so then he's floating, the legs aren't touching, and he's like, Shane, stop doing that. Then he just vanishes, and you're like,
I mean,
what?
I could be getting punked, like it could be like Ashton Kutcher doing some weird ass
That's true, I heard that you're pretty high on the list.
Yeah.
I am. I am that.
For the reboot.
Also, it could be like a projection, you know, like
That's true.
just how the fake alien invasion is going to be.
Okay, it's not, it's real, you're convinced. God damn, stop poking holes in my question. You're like, oh shit, it's Jesus. And he's like, Shane, stop. And then
just use the fucking straw, Shane. What if
it's a spitball?
Well, then I'll use the fucking straws, because then when anybody asks me, I'll say, Jesus told me so.
Would you, though?
Nah. I just I do it for myself. It's
What is Jesus telling him to stop though?
That's
Those
my
girls?
question. So like if he doesn't say anything, he's like, just stop doing that. You can't do that anymore. Then he leaves and you're like, it's introspection. You're like, fuck, what am I doing? That's not...
I would assume he's saying stop killing kids. And
I mean, he killed a lot of people in the Bible. He was like, he was a masochist a little bit. Well, that means like hurting himself. Let's say if you like to hurt other people. Cool.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
You're in.
He liked exerting pain on others or suffering.
Did he?
So they
He
could
liked
learn.
suffering for himself, didn't he?
So maybe he was a masochist.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's why he got nailed up.
Yeah, when he got whipped, he probably liked it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he had a crown of fucking thorns.
Thorns.
That's kinky, dude.
He got
What would
speared
you
in the
stop?
side.
What would you stop saying?
I'd stop eating meat.
Would you?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think
Fish?
I don't know. I know there's talk that fish don't really think like the rest of the land animals do.
Right.
So if they don't really have those emotions, I might not feel as bad. It's kind of the same thing with like lobster, to where
Or why you don't care about the wall.
yeah, because those people don't have emotions. Not even people. Sorry, those things. Doesn't have an emotion.
Yeah, pescatarian. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Let's get that one in there.
Pescatarian, but a lot of vegetarians are like come in and be like, "Oh, I only eat fish," and I was like, "Fish is
that
still
just means
that's pescatarian."
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
idiots.
they're just I
Whoa, man!
mean, they're dumb. They're fucking stupid pieces of shit.
First of all, you should be
What?
eating meat.
Yeah. So meat. What are you thinking about ever doing that, or is that only if Jesus talks to you?
It's a passing thought in my head, but as we've talked about how much I love food, it's very difficult for me to
Yeah.
ever give that up.
Gotcha.
We've discussed what meat you would give up if you had to choose only.
Sounds like you're peeing.
I kind of have to pee now. That's not helpful.
If you had to choose one meat
Uh
that you could drink for the rest of your life,
Like a drink.
huh. That sounds good.
yeah, you'd make it into a smoothie, man. Come on.
Jesus Christ! What kind of life
I
you
mean,
live
we
in
already do
prison?
that with chicken nuggets, so why not chicken?
That's true.
Okay. No, that you could eat for the rest of your life.
What meat you can or can't?
You can.
Okay.
If you had one choice of meat that you had to stick to,
Man meat.
man meat, human meat,
All day.
3 to 7 year olds, 7 to 12.
I
They're a
mean,
little
yeah.
bit more lean from the 7 to 12.
You want
That's
them to be a
true.
little bit fat, so it depends where they're coming from. It's like those fat kids in China, and that's what you kind of want.
Oh, they're
nice,
so
nice marbling.
good.
Yeah.
The sodium content's high.
It is a little bit of MSG, but it's fine. It's
know.
the same. It's just you want it to feel like veal.
There's too much sugar from that. All the and you're just like, what? It's good though. It
Yeah.
tastes so good.
But they drink tea, so you get antioxidants in that too. So
That's
that's
true.
good for you.
Would you eat a human if like we saw? Well, I think it ended up being a fake article. We're talking a lot of eating humans.
the Vice article? What's fake?
Or something. Well, they had a leg. One of his friends got his leg amputated. Then he got a paper and had his friend sign that they'd be okay with eating human flesh. He was a chef. He's like, I'm gonna make tacos with this.
He
Like,
made his feet,
So
his
I've-
foot into
Yeah.
tacos.
I am never going to purposefully choose to eat a human. So no, unless it's like the movie Alive, to where I'm stuck on top of a mountain and people are freezing to death. I can't think of another time I would ever do it. I just
not even if it was offered to you. Like
nah.
I was like, Shane, welcome, dude. I got some toes.
What if it was a similar scenario though? Like somebody had their arm amputated.
Yeah.
And it's one of your friends.
And
it's
he's like, Shane, I want you to eat my arm.
it's like, bro, wouldn't this is like a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. Could you guys?
I think I could.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would. Just because, just so I have a story. I don't know. I'm just like, I'll try it. Why not? You know what I mean? I've done dumber things.
It's like
I
when
mean-
people like chocolate covered crickets, man. Come on.
I'll eat anything. Like, I don't, and I know that's a weird thing from going to humans, like kind of making that segue. But I will really try any cuisine. I hate picky eaters are one of my biggest pet peeves. I could never date a picky eater, and even I hate it. Drives me crazy. I don't know. I think picky eaters are people that like
Pinky eaters?
yeah, pinky eaters.
Pinky eaters.
They don't want to eat like internally grow. Like they don't like questioning things or trying new things. I think it goes in with their personality.
Is it really their fault though?
Yes.
No, because it's part of that. It's like with how you grew up. Because I grew up eating a little bit of everything to where what is this? Just eat it.
Right.
Just eat it. It's like, okay, what is it? Okay, that's pig's blood. Oh, okay, it actually tasted good.
Yeah.
Whereas other people, all they were eating was hot dogs, pizza, hamburgers, mac and cheese. That's all they know. And it's hard for me to fault them for that, to them not being more outgoing with it, just because they are fearful of it. It's like, this is a bad texture. This is a bad smell. It's like, I can never eat that. I think they can grow into it eventually. And some just have like a terrible taste with it. Like some people hate cilantro. I love cilantro.
Right.
But some people...
Sympathetic. That's
Yeah.
sympathetic to those small-minded assholes.
Is there anything you
No,
like to eat?
I get that. That makes sense because we are all different. So your taste, but like I think with cilantro, don't some people say it like tastes like soap or something?
Like they're super tasters or something.
I don't get that.
Which I mean, soap was what cucumber and peach and everything. So is that really an insult anymore? That tastes like soap? I mean, is it the essence of soap or does it taste like soap? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I think I have like lemon lime soap right now. I have like some kiwi burst. I mean,
Strawberry kiwi.
Yeah.
Potpourri.
Potpourri.
Yeah.
I have almond soap. It's great.
Or like fake I don't know why I got this segue. My mom would have those fake apples, and one time my grandpa tried eating. He's like, "Why the fuck would you have a fake? Is this so stupid?"
Because it looks pretty.
Yeah, or I mean, you could have real apples
and eat them, and just,
nutritious. But it was funny. He's like, why would
Was
you
it like the styrofoam?
It was
ones?
so long ago. It was
Is
like
it-
I feel like it was like 20 years ago, probably literally.
Yeah.
No,
Or like those plastic grapes too.
Oh
You
yeah,
could just pop off. You know.
those are
like-
kinky.
I mean.
Yeah, they can.
Do you
be
know
kinky.
The cameo, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I saw the brain kind of moving, like, oh, how would that be kinky?
Figured it out.
Yeah, you're like that would be kinky.
Did you guys hear about the guy this past weekend? The shooting in Illinois.
I did. Shootings in Illinois are very rare too.
Yeah, Chicago, man. Shootings there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, never seen before. But I know you're pretty left leaning.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting into some gun laws here. The guy went to buy a gun, and he got his FOID, which is firearm owner's ID card, and they did a background check on the guy before he got the gun, right? And he's had the gun since March 6, 2014, and this just happened, 2019. But he got the gun, they did a background check, nothing popped up. It's only when he went to apply for his CCW, his concealed carry,
Okay.
that they ran his fingerprints, and that popped up a felony that he had in 1995.
Aggravated assault.
Motherfucker.
Yep,
Right.
that happens a lot.
No, for sure. And
Yeah.
so I was like, and you know me, I'm all about guns, and I guess
Yeah,
what
you're
they-
carrying right now. You have 2 pistols. They call you
yeah.
Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Very original.
Yeah. Nice one, dude. But they like
Good
sent him
look for you.
when they found out that he had the felony. They sent him a letter or whatever saying like, hey, you have to relinquish your weapon to local authorities. What gun-bearing American is gonna just hand their gun over like
Nobody.
that? Exactly. So should there be something there? Should there be a law saying like the local police can go up to your door, knock, and be like, hey, you guys, you got a gun in this household? And
No, the law should just be banning guns in the U.S.
Why shouldn't they do that though? Why shouldn't the police come and take the gun away once
first
they
of all,
learn that?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that should be like that should be able to
Right.
to happen. Shane, I know you want to just
Ban them all.
ban
Yeah.
all guns.
Yep.
Nobody has a gun. That's literally never going to happen.
No, that's because nobody wants to try.
Okay, it's like the straw situation, let's say.
Yeah.
But I don't.
It's exactly like straws.
I-
where all you gotta do is ban it, and then eventually people will stop having them.
No, I highly doubt that. Because there's so many laws against them already, but people still have those guns that shouldn't. That are
So it should be. So we should just not try. I mean, that's
no.
kind
What I'm saying is, maybe there's loopholes like this in in all these gun laws and whatnot. Like this guy, why didn't the felony come up on his background check? Why was it?
systems.
Yeah,
Yes.
why was it in up until they fingerprinted him? So I feel like there's more of that going on than I don't know, man. Because he had the gun for so long, and this happened in a meeting where he was going to get fired, so he knew something was happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knew something was going to go down.
Very rational.
Yeah.
I
personally don't ever see the government demilitarizing us, like taking away our guns. I don't see that.
Even though people don't see it happening, it should happen, at least in my opinion.
Well, what's good old Adolf Hitler's quote? To take over a nation, you first must disarm its citizens. Like, don't you think that would have some ploy in it? Like,
do you see that happening?
I don't trust
again?
the government to take away our guns. That'd just be so much easier for them.
But do you trust other citizens of this country to not kill you? Because to me, that's a much more probable situation to where some random dude gets in an accident with you, gets upset, and starts firing at you, as opposed to some future mystery government taking over the U.S.
New World Order?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm afraid of the.
I'll start firing back.
I think you should be able to have guns. I think there needs to be stronger penalties. Like, for example, if they know you have a gun, like they're afraid of the government taking your gun or police taking your gun, like they should take your gun if aggravated assault, domestic violence.
If you have
show
a felony.
signs of aggression, you shouldn't have a gun.
I think the laws could be more.
Or go to jail for fucking 5 to 10 years. Who knows? You can go like for.
But that doesn't solve anything, though.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true. You're just locking them up and then taxing.
Yeah, and you're turning them into an even harder criminal.
That's true.
That's where you find a gang. That's where you join the Aryan Brotherhood or 18th.
Oh, you go straight white, bro? Come on, back off, dog.
It's just unlike because like the dude in Mesa or something like a couple weeks ago, he owned C2 gun range.
Mm-hmm.
C2 Tactical?
Yeah. So he was out drinking with his wife and kid at a restaurant, got in an argument with his wife, went back, the wife and kid left, went home, he went back with him, continued the argument, grabbed the gun out of her purse, she started running, he fired at her twice, and then shot himself in the head. Fuck. This is a dude who owned a gun range.
That shit happens every single day.
Yeah.
Like
that's just
stories
unstable
like that,
people. Too.
He was stable enough and passed all the background checks so he can own a gun range.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's scary,
Those
dude.
weird anomalies in the system.
Guns scare me. It's scary what people can do. Like, but it's also, I get it for, like, are you anti-hunting then?
Not really, just because I know there needs to be some population control, whether it be deer, boars, whatever, to where if we actually use the byproduct of the catch, it's fine to me. But to own 20 guns just to shoot some cardboard cutout in a desert seems ridiculous.
Like machine guns, for example.
Yeah.
Or
even handguns, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because a majority of the deaths are caused by handguns. Like in Chicago, it's not the ARs that are killing people. It's all of the 9mm or whatever.
40s, yeah.
Yeah. So to me, that should be banned more so than the hunting weapons. The bumper stocks and all that can be dealt with at a later time. But to me, that's not as important as banning handguns, because that is what's causing the statistical majority of deaths, as opposed to what's flashy in the news, which is the mass shootings.
Right. But do you think criminals would ever not have guns?
No.
That black market?
Well, this is why we need to ban them all, and then we can slowly get rid of them to where
it's a smaller number of them available.
To where it's not a continuous cycle of we're going to produce 1 million more guns every single year and just flood the market, to where if we just stop producing them or making them less available, then
I think there's a problem with that. Like, it's become such a big business that they don't want to stop. You know, the money's flowing in. The money's flowing in.
Money's king.
I think there could also be more strict laws against certain loopholes, like that story from the guy in Illinois. Like, it just baffles me that the shit didn't pop up. His felony didn't pop up, and his multiple arrests, because he had multiple arrests, with, like, disturbing the peace and, like, and
What's
even domestic abuse. Like, I think that should all be brought up within a background check. Like,
well, look at like Zimmerman. Like he got like 3 gunfights and kept on getting away with it. Like it's people like the guy that shot up that one naval base.
oh, homie from Florida.
Yeah,
Zimmerman.
All kinds of folks. Yeah, like they have trial and error, like domestic violence, shooting at somebody, but not hitting them, and like you're like, oh, you can slap a gun, it's all right.
Yeah.
He's a bad shot. It's fine.
But what also is scary, like, have you seen the, like, 3D printers is a thing of the future?
Yep.
We're going to be able to just download a file, then print out a thing so there's, like, that 3D printer gun. Have you seen that before?
I have.
Which is a pretty, like, shitty, like, kind of, like, janky, like, you know, gun for now.
It works once.
For
right?
now.
Or does it work?
That's a good question. I think he shot a couple rounds with it. I don't know. But...
I would imagine just one round.
okay,
boom.
5 years, 10 years from now, I mean...
No, yeah.
It's like,
3D
I want
printers.
that, like, what is it in GoldenEye 007? Is it the MC90 or something? Do you remember that gun?
The golden pistol?
That would be cool
the
to
one
make.
bullet?
No, it was like RC something. It had like 80 rounds. Did you ever play that game? That was amazing.
Oh, I
I
played the
played.
game.
You never played that game?
I never had an N64.
Oh my god, dude.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
terrible.
I love that N64.
Oh, that
Especially
system changed my
GoldenEye,
life.
dude.
Yeah, GoldenEye would just...
Oh, yeah.
It was that when you were on the train level and you just get this thing. But anyways, you could just create any gun that you wanted through a 3D printer.
One of my favorite things in GoldenEye was the little things that he, like, you toss.
The
and, like,
mines?
yeah, they just mines. and they stick
Sticky
to the wall.
mines?
Yeah.
It's like
Just run-
C4, it's like blow shit.
Oh, yeah. You just run away. Ah,
You have the watch.
gotcha,
Like,
bitch.
doop. Yeah. The facility with the bathroom, that was a great level.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you start in the bathroom.
Yeah,
In that
up
level.
on the hood vent.
Yeah. You have to fall down. That's so funny, dude.
DK mode. There's like all those different like cheat codes and stuff too.
How much time do you guys spend playing that game?
I spent way too much time playing video games, which I don't play video games anymore because I get too into it, and I'm like, I'm wasting too much time doing this.
I'm the exact same way.
So for 64, I spent a good amount of time. And then Xbox, when Xbox Live came out, and I was playing like Halo 2 or 3, and we learned about online, I was like, this is so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
And we would play, like, first we'd have the LAN parties where we'd be playing in the same living room and hooking
yeah.
up. But then when it started going online, where we could just all be at our house with the headset on, like talking shit to each other, I loved it.
I loved it, too. I loved it with Call of Duty. I really got into that. Like,
Yeah.
That live aspect,
I was
too.
off before then. I cut it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I started then.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the same thing. I was like, holy shit, I'm here 6-7 hours at
Mm-hmm.
a time. I can't be doing this shit anymore.
Can't sleep because you playing late at night's
Dude,
a
it's
great
like
time
3
to
in
play.
the morning.
It's just so fun. It is so.
Are you
right.
a gamer?
I used to be. I stopped at the PlayStation 3, and then I got a Switch about a year ago, just because.
I have a Switch too.
Yeah, it's one of those game stations to where I can log on for 10 minutes and then log off and not be an issue.
That's exactly what I say.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if I get a PS4 and like Call of Duty or FIFA or Madden or something, I will be on till 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Or Red Dead Redemption 2. I would play the fuck. I wouldn't leave. Like, we'd probably postpone this podcast for a couple of weeks because, like, that's all I would be doing. I love that. The first one was so fucking good. But yeah, I was like, I can't do this. But then I got a Switch. I was like, because I can play a Mario game for 10, 15 minutes, turn it off, get that little fun enjoyment from it.
Exactly.
And then know next time in 2 months or whatever when I play it again what I'm doing. Not like these other games where like, what? There's like 30 controls of like different algorithms and shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Then all these people like 6-year-olds who are playing forever kicking my ass. I'm like, just play Mario Party.
I know I go over to his house and we play Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's so
great.
much fun.
That was a classic.
Have you ever played any of like the downloadable content on there? I only ask because like Limbo and Inside Out are like 2 of my favorite games. And
I
they're-
have not.
No, I'm like, oh, so good.
You mean on the Switch in general?
They were made prior for like Xbox, like little like arcade kind of games. So like $7 or $8 or something. They're like 2D scrollers kind of, but they deal a lot with like gravity and kind of like strategy in a weird way. And yeah, Limbo is one of my favorite games of all time.
I do have Stardew Valley, which is so hard to describe. It's basically you on a farm and you plant stuff and you sell the plants.
Sounds fun.
It's like you're a farmer. That's all it really
perfect.
is.
It's like Farmville on Facebook.
But it's those
Actually, I
games
have no
like-
idea. I've never played it, but
It's like those games like Oregon Trail. That shit was fun as fuck, bro. I remember like just on PC and just be like trying to get through the trail or whatever without dying, having to go hunt.
I hate
like,
that game. It was fucking
Dysentery.
hard.
I love
Always
those
died.
games, man.
They
I
made a
love
zombie
those games.
reboot. It was dope.
Of that game?
Yeah, zombie Oregon Trail. It was like the same game, but zombies were thrown into the mix.
Oh,
obviously.
nice. That's interesting.
Yeah, kind of.
I was never a big fan of zombies. Never have been.
I love them.
Yeah.
You a horror
Like
guy?
I couldn't
No,
get into
I
The Walking
absolutely hate
Dead.
it. No.
Like
You hate it?
I hate it. I watched the first season of Walking Dead. And that as a miniseries is really cool.
Yeah.
But after that, it just gets boring.
after 17 seasons that they
Yeah.
have.
Don't even get me started because I still watch it just
Why?
because
Why?
this is my last season. I have a friend.
That's what everybody said. This is my last season.
No, I haven't said it yet. This is my first time. I have a friend and we're on the same I don't know, man. I've watched it for so long, but this last episode that just came out, I laughed. I was like, "This is so fucking stupid," and it took me a while to learn that. Granted, 9 seasons later, but no, I love horror. I love the genre. And even my selling point was like, all right, even if it's not great, I still get a little dose of horror this week. Because I love shitty horror movies. I love B-side horror movies too. Like they're just, I don't know. I love the campy feel to it. But that show is so fucking stupid now. It is so bad.
Did you watch the spinoff?
Fear of the Walking
I
Dead.
started to, but I was just like, yeah, it's just... The problem with me, it's like, what's his name? Seth MacFarlane or something?
Yeah.
You have too many projects that everything is kind of shitty. Because like what he had 4 cartoons going on at some point. He had Orville movies, and you're like, you gotta condense it a
hone
little.
into
Yeah, and I feel like
practice.
So much money though. He was making money hand over fist. He was doing those things. He had his stupid album where he would sing like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
But it's too much easy.
He's the
money
white.
for him.
He's the white Donald Glover.
yeah. But Donald Glover
I
actually
love
does shit
Donald
good. Yeah, Donald Glover is the shit. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, what were we talking about? I don't remember.
I don't know. He got on this tangent.
Guns, and then we went on to video games.
Oh yeah,
That's just how it works here at the Who Do You Think You Are podcast.
studios. Do you listen to podcasts? That's actually that was my first question.
I
to kind of
do.
ease you into it rather than just going into death.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
need to look and see what I listen to.
Are you like one couple times a week? Is it a daily kind of thing? What did you get into?
A couple times a week, and it just depends on my mood. Like I have serious podcasts, and I have
That's
fun
us.
podcasts.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah,
Very
we're
serious.
We're the very serious.
It takes a lot of brain.
You guys are
power, yeah.
basically NPR.
I mean,
Thanks. I think let's use that
Okay.
on our.
Who do you
thing.
think you are? Basically NPR.
Shane.
Shame.
You can meet Cherry Glazer, and I don't know anybody else on there.
I call these driveway stories. The stories that keep you inside your car.
That happens, man. It happens.
I'm saying NPR is the thing that started me to get into podcasts because it was like the first thing. I was like, I really enjoy how they talk and kind of I don't know. I'm a terrible reader. I guess that's why. But I enjoy challenging myself and learning things. So podcasting was also always kind of this informative way to do that, not be glued to a television,
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what do you listen to?
So for fun, I listen to the Bodega Boys. Do you know who they are?
No. Shout out.
Shout out.
Hashtag Bodega Boys.
Hey, they will be on there.
The Segura was just on
On the Bodega Boys.
On
Yeah,
the
he was on there
Bodega.
earlier.
Well, no, he was on their show, right?
He was on
They
their
have a
show.
Vice show.
So they were on Viceland, and then
Yeah.
they got a huge contract from Showtime, and their show's actually going to be on in one day.
Shout out.
Nice.
Showtime.
On Showtime. It's going to be great. It's just them. It's two dudes from the Bronx just throwing shit against the wall and talking shit, and it's great. And they're going to have a very liberal person. You guys know who Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is?
Yes, the lady.
The girl from the Bronx. She's the one who brought out the Green New Deal to bring all these jobs through making energy more efficient and more green. So she's going to be on. Fake news. Fake news.
Yeah.
But she's going to be on there. So that's like my fun one. And they just talk shit to everybody. Like they would get into like verbal arguments with like DJ Envy, you know who he is, like on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, right.
Charlamagne the God.
Yeah.
So like they'll get into like random ass fights.
I'll go down. I don't watch much YouTube, but I go down a lot of YouTube rabbit holes of the Breakfast Club.
I'd say check them out. They're
Yeah.
hilarious. So that's for fun. I'll do the Dave Chang show.
The what?
Dave Chang. He's a big chef from New York.
Yeah.
And
He had that Netflix show too, right?
Yeah, Ugly Delicious.
Right.
Really delicious. Yeah.
So I think he's really cool. He has a lot of good guests. And then
Momofuku.
Momofuku, yeah.
I always loved him when he was on Bourdain's shows. Like their like camaraderie or friendship
it was
is.
the best.
I know.
R.I.P. Bourdain.
I know.
That made me so sad. I just read article after article, just like scrolling, like reading all of the tributes to him, and it just got.
I cried a little bit. Yeah,
no
me
question.
too. He changed my life, man.
Yeah, he was the best. And it's just,
Then he was murdered by the deep state. Child pedophile ring. He got caught in the middle of it.
Was it the Russians? Was it the Americans?
That's a good question.
Who was it?
I mean, that's left to be decided. I would think it's the government, the New World Order.
Yeah.
Because
the same ones that killed Kennedy?
Well, they're the kitty fuckers. Yeah, exactly. That deep state. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they want to protect their secret.
Makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. That, and then serious ones, Code Switch, about race and politics, and Jacobin Radio, which is a socialist magazine that has their own podcast.
Nice.
So that's how far to the left I am.
No echo chamber at all.
None. We're very open. We're very... We see everything. Don't worry about it.
I love. It's funny because like podcast is such a big format now. Like, but it's not really like you don't meet very many people that actively listen to them. So it's always cool when you do meet people that you try and nerd out for a couple because I don't know. It's a certain kind of person that really gets into them. Kind of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I think it's getting more popular nowadays because I started listening to podcasts maybe like 10 years ago.
Bam, 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 bam. Flexing in the studio.
But
He's also 76 though, so what does that say?
Almost 80.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look great.
Yeah.
It's my Korean skincare routine.
Yes.
Very expensive, very time consuming, but well worth it.
Speaking of YouTube rabbit holes, makeup tutorials.
Oh, I've seen them, have yet to look.
Yeah,
But
it's a great section. What is your heritage? Like, where is your family from?
my parents are both from Hong Kong. My dad came over to California for college, and my mom came over with her entire family when she was about high school age.
Oh, so you're fresh into the States.
Mm-hmm. So I was the only one. So I was the first generation born here.
Wow. Do you go to Hong Kong? Do you visit? Have you visited?
Yep. I would go every other year or so as a kid.
Yeah.
I spent 6 months there when I was like 25.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like I
man.
thought about like moving there permanently, but it's just.
But then he met me, and I was
And
like,
I met Pete,
he's
and
like,
then love at first sight, and then the rest is history.
It's like the Fault in the Stars.
yeah.
And then so just back and forth. I'm going back end of this year. So
Man, that's so cool. I need to travel like that. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, it's the absolute best thing. It's expensive, but it's so
What's
much
the
fun.
biggest like culture shock? Maybe you don't have much anymore because you kind of lived here for a while and you visited there. But like when you go there, is there something that you're like, I don't know what the right word is, but like when you land, you're like, I'm not at home. Like, what's the biggest like social different kind of things that you notice?
The space issue to where out here you can live in a ranch and see nobody for days if you wanted to. Out there, that's not really an option. To where when I go out there, I stay with relatives. They live on the 12th floor in the middle of the city, and you're passing by somebody every single second, to where it's impossible to not see somebody every day. You hear them at night. You hear the taxis. You hear people just yelling, and it's kind of great. Like if you're on the subway, it's completely full. If you're sitting at a restaurant, you share a table. Even if you don't know them, you share a table.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
No, it's fine.
At Subway?
No.
What about if you get a foot long?
No.
And then you're like, hey guys, meatball? And then they start digging into your Subway.
So what? It's just it's like we're sitting at a table for all strangers. You just eat your
It's
food
like community
and you leave.
tables.
Yeah,
people
like, who
are
cares?
so afraid of community.
Yeah, right.
at
Presents.
restaurants.
I don't even want to leave the house. That sounds terrible.
But
I
why?
hate community
Why?
tables.
I don't mind them.
I hate it.
I really
hate it.
don't.
Well, you
It's
just
fun.
mind your own business and you just eat and you leave.
You either mind your own business or you like, I don't know.
If we get parameters like a wall and stuff, then I probably wouldn't mind it as much. I don't feel safe.
Jesus.
We're all upstanding people. You know why? Because we don't have guns. Okay, we don't need guns.
I'm
Oh,
curious.
is there a gun law? What's the gun law in Hong Kong?
Pretty much nobody outside of officers own guns.
Gotcha.
So
Is it?
It's like Mexico, but there's people that own guns.
Do they have like punishable by death, like drug laws or violence laws there? Is it pretty?
Weed is very highly illegal out there. Like, I remember reading a story to where a dude was growing his own weed and he's got in jail for like 5 years.
That's not that bad though.
A single plant?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, some places they'll like you'll get murdered, right?
Right.
It's like Iraq and stuff like Middle East. I think it's punishable by death.
Probably.
Or Thailand, I think too, right? I don't know.
Thailand's pretty bad.
Have you smoked a little
The
bit of that?
Philippines.
Allegedly.
I have allegedly smoked a little. Not
in
over
Hong Kong?
Not over the.
Kush?
God, no. I'm not. I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to get put away for 5
You
years.
don't tape it under your ball sack when you like travel?
Oh, the Travis Barker.
Yeah, the Travis Barker for sure.
If I'm gonna be put away for 5 years or risk that, I gotta go all the way and swallow
Whoa.
it.
What are you gonna say here?
I'm gonna swallow it and then pass
snap.
it. That's the only way, because that cannot be detected.
That'd be some shitty weed, bro.
I know. Like, wonder what the weed situation is like. There.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be so bad. Like, but they're like, this is the dankest shit.
Like 5% THC or something like
Jesus.
that. Just seeds everywhere.
Give me 3 of your best Hong Kong strains, made up, obviously. Just Hong Kong Kush is the one it's the only one I can think of.
Mekong Magic.
Mekong. Ooh, I
Mekong
like
Magic,
that.
yes.
I'd smoke some of that.
Kowloon Kush.
Kowloon Kush.
Wan Chai Wowie.
Oh, Wancha makes you go, wow, we.
Oh, weed.
Those
there
are
you
nice
go.
names. You should have your own
TM.
Hong Kong Kush. Yeah,
That's funny. Those are actually really good names.
I like those
for
a
some
lot.
weed.
What's like the best food let's go food first and like your favorite place in like the coolest part of Hong Kong.
Like coolest to see?
Yeah, like or to experience if there's like an
Did you go to the robot restaurant?
That's in Japan. I did not
that's
go to
Japan.
that.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, dude. That's fucking gross, dude.
That was
Time out.
That was
Pedro.
$100.
Nose in the corner for 5 minutes, dude.
You should
Come
be
on.
ashamed of yourself.
God damn it.
2 different countries. I thought we were friends.
God damn it, dude.
I knew it was over there. Okay?
Gross.
Over
I feel I need to take a shower.
I get it.
How gross.
We
that
all look the
was.
same. I get it. We're all the same person.
That was so racist. Oh my god. We'll treat you to Panda Express after this.
thank you. Big ups to Panda.
Racist. You want to talk about racist? What about your idea that we did a whole episode in an Asian accent just for Shane? Like, what about that
We
idea?
released it. We're gonna release it as the code of this.
We did
one.
the whole episode like that. That was his idea.
As long as it's a good Asian accent. I don't think you want to try me with that right now, but you're more than welcome to.
Is that okay? Yeah, let's go into like.
Hold on, we were talking about food.
Okay, yeah, let's
right.
I want to get back to that. It's like food. What's your favorite food in Hong Kong? Like, is there a home staple or something?
So to go along with my death row meal, that's one of those to where you go into this noodle shop and you pick out whatever random kind of meat that you want and whatever kind of noodle you want with it. So you can have the brisket that I choose, you can have the wontons, you can have fish balls, beef balls, whatever. And then do you want egg noodles, rice noodles, wide, thin, and how much do you want? And it's just so delicious.
Subway model, basically. Shout out Subway again.
Are you trying to get a sponsor right now?
We are sponsored by Subway.
Oh, we are?
Jared Fogle listens to our podcast in jail.
Outstanding.
Him and Nathan Sutherland are bunk bros.
buddies?
Bunk buddies.
Who's Nathan
Nice.
Sutherland?
He's the dude that there's.
We had him on the podcast.
Yeah, he
so
was
that's why-
here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He
impregnated a woman in a vegetative state
and she had a baby.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at La Hacienda,
Yeah.
which
We threw-
RIP closed down.
Yeah, I don't get why. We threw him a baby shower.
Yeah, we did.
Pre-jail.
Does it almost
Pre-sentence.
feel like Arizona's turning a little bit into Florida with all these crazy stories?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of are Florida. I would have
We're
never.
not that
Without the
bad.
humidity.
I can't believe that I live.
Or the beach.
I can't believe I live in Arizona. To be honest with you, being from Seattle, we would visit in these stupid Scottsdale areas. I think once or twice when I was a kid, and I fucking hated it. I hated Arizona. Everything about it. I hate how like conservative it is. I hate what they stand for. Like people aren't as interesting or nice or just it's fucking dickheads everywhere. And I somehow live here. I would have never guessed that. Never. But here I am.
You're kind
What
of
got you here?
kind of a dickhead too. So.
That's true, man. I'm just like morphing.
Yeah.
Well, you are what you eat, I guess.
I moved out here for a job, and that's why I'm still here for the same job.
Yeah.
But you had a job out in
I had
LA.
a job in Orange County, and it was fine. It
That
was
company transferred you along.
No, I left it because it was a big public company who gave no raises and didn't really give a shit.
You just didn't see a future there.
Nah, just I was one out of thousands there.
Gotcha.
So here,
You're way too overqualified for that.
of course.
Yeah.
No, it's just this was a good opportunity. I was still young, nothing tying me down, so why not try something new? If I didn't like it, I could always move back.
How long have you been here for?
It'll be 4 years in May.
Do you like it?
I do. I still hate the summers. The summers absolutely
Yeah.
suck. I don't care what anybody says. I will never get used to it, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's funny because you keep your house at like 82.
Yeah, so.
It's ridiculous, dude.
No.
I'm always sweating in his house.
Okay, there's 82, which is not 120 though.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, that's
120
math.
inside.
That's true.
Yeah.
Those are very
Yeah, don't
different
question
numbers.
an Asian with math.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
Oh, bro,
terrible.
I'm just saying.
Jesus
You
Christ.
guys are really
Did
good
he
at
ever
math.
take his
What are
fi-
you saying?
Did he ever take his 5-minute timeout? Now it's 10
No.
minutes.
The
That's
quarter, the
ridiculous.
I'm just giving you a compliment. Sorry for giving you a compliment.
Now he's buying both of us Panda Express.
All right.
What's the
Orange chicken.
Fried rice?
Man,
or
I'm
half and half?
I actually like the chow mein there. I think the rice is pretty shit there.
Oh, you actually enjoy the. Do you have? Is that like a comfort? Like, is there a shitty Americanized like Asian food that you enjoy? Would that be Panda Express? Is that the answer?
Yeah, it's easy to get to. Plus, my cousin works in HR for Panda, so I can't really hate it.
There you go.
Get free coupons, man.
PF Chang's is one of the worst Asian restaurants of like Americanized, in my opinion.
I've only been once.
The
and
fact
was
that
10 years ago.
the fact that place is so crowded like makes me want to throw up. Same with Cheesecake Factory though, I guess.
I don't know. Cheesecake isn't that bad.
Oh God.
What's wrong with cheesecake? It's consistent. That's what you want out of
Is
those
it?
restaurants. Yeah, you know that when
What
you get
kind of
the,
food is that?
It's like there's 100-page menu.
yeah, whenever you want. That's
Yeah.
what's so great about it.
Every single
That's fucking
cuisine.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like if you want the chicken Madeira or chicken marsala, you get it, and it's gonna taste the exact same no matter what.
And you get diarrhea for 2 days after. But
Yeah.
You just got weak stomachs. It's not it.
I miss Asian food from being like in Seattle since there's so many Asian immigrants there that there were so many good restaurants. When I moved here, like you can't even find a good like just anything. Like there would be teriyaki bowl places next to the grocery store that have served better food than I don't know. Have you found good like Asian restaurants here that you enjoy?
I have. Actually went there last night. I went to a Thai place called Glybon, and to me it's one of the best
Glybon
restaurants.
is
It's been on my list
delicious.
for a long time.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like super authentic. When you were up in Seattle, did you go to Pok Pok?
No.
That was Andy Ricker's place.
Gotcha. I was new into the and poor young alcoholic drug addict.
That place is kind of expensive. It's
Yeah.
gonna cost you like $30 to $50 for Thai food.
I was not doing that,
Yeah,
bro.
so it's pretty much that quality
Yeah.
in Phoenix, and it's unbelievable. Like
Gotcha.
try when you can.
I'll have to try one day.
But yeah, overall, I mean, it's hard to compare because I'm from LA, to where we have this giant Asian food scene, but it's getting better for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the Italian food here is on point. Like all the pizza, the pasta, it's all great. Mexican food, it's good. Like I've had better in LA, but
How do you feel about that,
Well,
Pedro?
they migrated there first, man.
yeah.
Oh.
But overall, can't complain. I'm generally happy outside of around my office, to where that is all chain restaurants,
Yeah.
and it just
What's your go-to?
I do.
You actually drive. You'd rather drive a little bit longer to get to like
Oh,
a
yeah.
decent place.
Oh yeah, if I had a longer break, I drive further. I go to a pokey place like right down the street because it's hard to get pokey wrong, honestly.
Yeah.
So we'll just have that as it's expensive, so I'll do it maybe once a week.
Okay.
But if not that,
Do you regulate like your diet or things that you consume, or do you just kind of, if you're hungry, it's like fuck it, I'll have this because I want that, or do you try to be good?
I don't really even have to try that much. I've
Damn.
been I've been
flexing over here,
with
dude.
a good metabolism. Plus, I've been taught to eat healthy, to where I do eat a decent amount of vegetables. I don't eat these gigantic portions. Like, I don't go to Denny's and feel like I have to finish the entire meal. I'm okay with taking like a to-go box. And if I know if I eat this fatty ass steak one night, I should probably eat a salad for lunch or something. So I just kind of balance it out.
They raise their kids smart. Like, maybe we should move the wall to the east and west.
What do you mean, you
not
people?
South. You know what I mean? It's like, what's it? Is it Stanford or Harvard that it's harder for Asians to get?
Harvard's harder.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, why?
Just because, to me, I feel like the reason you go to a Harvard or to a Stanford is to get that diversity, to get that proper mix of thinking to where you're not just amongst people who think like yourself.
Right.
So you don't want to be just amongst these geniuses who have all been to private schools and have experienced the same things, all have like 1,600 perfect SAT scores and have all done extracurriculars just to get into Harvard. You want people who have lived a different life, because that is what it's about. It's about expanding your horizons. That's why you go to college, not just to have Harvard on your degree to get the most money.
Right.
Well, I mean, people do that for sure.
People do that, but that's the wrong reason to go to college.
Take acid, orgies, different sexes, animals.
Yeah, that's why you go to college.
And then study still.
Occasionally,
you know.
Yeah.
Some harder than others.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. People work hard, and they should be rewarded for their hard work. But at the same time, you can get a very comparable education at a different place. It doesn't have that name.
That's true.
But I get it, just because when I go back to Hong Kong, a lot of the people there, they all want to go to Stanford, Harvard, any Ivy League or something that's like that. Otherwise, oh, you went there? Why'd you even leave?
It might be a stereotype, but is there a lot of pressure to like make your parents happy? Is that why they want to go to those schools, do you feel like? Or is it only because they want to do the best for themselves, so they see these like plateau schools or opportunities they don't want to miss on?
It's a little bit of both. When you grow up, you see what opportunity they gave you, just hearing the stories, knowing that both my parents grew up not super wealthy and they gave me the opportunity, so I don't want to waste it. And some of the pressure is put on me by myself, to where I want to make them proud, make them happy, show them I could do this. Like, you provided me this opportunity, this is what I did with it. But then talking to them, it's like, we just kind of want you to be happy, just do what you want to do. This is why we came over, to where we worked hard so that you can do what you want to do.
Right.
And that's pretty open-minded compared to some other similar stories, or like...
Oh, no, for sure. Like, some, it's just...
You know,
you gotta be, why not A? That is a real thing.
Right.
Like, we expect you to study hard because we did work this hard. And it's not because they're mean or bad parents. It's because there is that fear of, we never want to see you have to be homeless or be poor or have to go through what we went through.
Right.
So it's just a lot of different ways of looking about it. And a lot of it's a cultural thing, to where education is so important. Whereas in other cultures, it's just not there.
It's pretty important here. We take a lot of care in our education system in America.
Yeah, what, like 49th in the nation in Arizona?
Whoa, who's throwing numbers here?
Better than 50.
Yeah.
Better than 50. Better than Mississippi.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Let's getting back into like racism besides just dealing with me and Pedro. What are like? Is it something that you feel like you see on a day-to-day basis? Is it something that you come in terms with, or is it kind of just like you see it kind of?
What do you mean day to day?
Like, is it, how often do you feel like you have? I would say probably mostly white people who are usually, well, actually all races are kind of like racist towards all races.
Especially in the Asian culture. Mm-hmm. Like they got a list from 10.
There is
10.
Me and my friends argue about what is the supreme ranking of Asians.
What is it?
Brought to you by Shane.
Brought to you by Shane. So my ranking, because I am Chinese number one, because we are going to take over the world in, let's say, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
After that, with the Japanese, because they make PlayStation and all the good game stations. Mm-hmm. Then the Koreans, because they make great food. After that, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's how it is, man.
That's how it is. To where you look down upon them. It's like, oh, you have darker skin? You work in the rice paddies.
Yeah.
So that's why like there's so much skin whitening material in Asia, whereas out here, everybody wants to tan. Everybody wants to go to the beach. That's not a thing out there.
Yeah, they have that thing too where they get that surgery for their eyes.
The double eyelid surgery.
That's so crazy.
What is that?
Because a lot of Asians don't have the double eyelids, so they get a surgery to like
add a
little
fold?
slit. Yeah, add a fold to it.
So they have like the American, or I guess would it be a Western eye?
It'd be a Western eye, yeah. Because it began with the Korean War, and after somebody got hurt, because they had American doctors out there, they figured, oh, we're doing surgery on you anyways.
Might as well.
Let's just improve you a little bit.
Yeah.
Make you up to our standards.
Make you a little more bangable.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what it really was.
Yeah, I get it. I'll do anything to look more bangable, you know? Got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I don't like wine this early. It's making me sad.
That's probably like a big force moving that, you know, you said it's a cultural thing too about going to school, going to these like cultures within that same society or same culture just look bad upon each other, you know? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, you have to prove yourself. Like even you came up from the rice paddies or whatever, you have to push yourself, and we gave you the
Or
opportunity.
you don't even think about it, to where in Hong Kong, a lot of people there have what accounts to au pairs or maids, to where you pay them what's a living wage for them, but in reality it's a very, very low wage, and they just ship it back to their families. So they're not slaves, they go there by choice,
Right.
but you treat them like shit. Like they live, not in a closet, but it's not far off from it,
Gotcha.
and they're
It's
the
like
ones,
Harry Potter's room.
yeah, like they're the ones who are
seen
taking your kids to school.
Never
They're
read
the
the
ones
book.
who, you never read Harry Potter?
Never seen it. Never.
Or read it?
Never read it. Never seen
Come
it.
on, man.
Not even the first one? Come on, I read the first 2 books.
No.
Was that a willing? That has to be a willing choice. Like I'm
I
purposefully not watching.
Well,
this.
I'm Christian, and it was witchcraft. We don't accept in our religion. So
Yeah.
no, I don't have like sci. Like I've never seen Lord of the Rings either.
What?
Yeah.
Do you not like
great
culture? I
fantasy.
mean, come on.
Whoa. I am culture.
Ooh.
For the culture, for the culture. I'm just saying, it's such a huge part that there's these random ass references like butterbeer or whatever, or Patronus. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I went to Harry Potter Land in Disney World, so I kind of lived it at this point. I didn't know what was happening. But what's funny, that like kind of circling on this, because I think you're a fan of this too, is I have always kind of been like, oh, fuck that. Like those kind of big things, kind of pushing them aside. And probably because I am like a little bit of a dick. It's like being that punk rock thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fuck everything. And I hate that I spent so much of my life like that, because now as I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, let's try to learn from everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the first episodes we were talking about, and I tried a superhero movie, like Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I just got full into all those superhero movies. Like I'm obsessed with them. I love them. You're a fan of those too, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
and it's the same kind of thing of being like, don't just try to take it in, see if.
Right.
But Harry Potter, I look at now, I'm like, those last couple looked really good, but now it's like watching some of those, I'm like, it's like 10, is it 10 years old, 15 years old?
Oh, it's
like about
right, yeah.
They're like, they're all so young, and it's kind of like, oh, these are really, and everybody's like, the first 4 aren't very good now, but, you know, you have to watch, so I'm just like,
Now CGI is very...
Yeah. I was watching The 40-Year-Old Virgin the other day.
That was
and
a funny...
How does that hold up?
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all?
At all. Which is so, it's like, and it was sad to me. It was sad because it was a movie, number one, of comfort for me for a while. It was one of those things when I had a DVD collection. I'd pop that in when I was feeling a little sad to get a couple of good cheap laughs or whatever, you know, like The Office or something. And I'm watching it like these retail stores and how they're living, and I'm just like, we are so far away from that now. Like, we buy everything on our phone, we communicate through our cell phones, and just it was hard to watch because you feel so pulled back of it that I'm just like, this sucks. Like, we're so far away from that now.
And comedy just doesn't hold up over multiple years for most of it.
Oh yeah.
To where if you look back at, I don't know, Richard Pryor or something, or whatever we're watching back in '96, it isn't funny anymore.
Right.
Like, the only exception I can find, which is what I was watching last night, was Monty Python. I still find that hilarious. But in general, it's like, I'm not going to go back and watch like an old episode of whatever from 1990. It's not funny anymore.
I can't do that, and I can't people that are rewatching or watching older things, like I skip these classics and I miss them now, and it's like, well, now there's 10 things that just came out today that are probably of a higher caliber, maybe more. I don't know. That might or may not be true, but I kind of feel like I'm just gonna watch that newer thing, get that new piece. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to, like, with Pete. Like, you rewatch The Office. Why do you still find it funny?
I used to. Mm-hmm. I cut that out same after having like this similar conversation that we had.
Yeah.
But it's just a comfort thing, man. Like I could be doing the dishes, and it's kind of a little bit before I got into podcasts too, because now when I'm cleaning the house, I'll listen to a podcast. A Palmcast, yeah. And I used to be the same way with The Office. I threw The Office on because I could always just sit back after cleaning a little and then just like... I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what the next joke is going to be, or whatever. And it's just I didn't have to technically watch it to know where I'm at in the show.
Did you still find it funny though, or was it just like comforting? It's like, oh, I remember that scene.
It's comforting. Well,
it's akin to being on an antidepressant and then feeling joy still.
That's a similar feeling. No, it wasn't really funny, but I mean. Yeah, at times you just crack up or like you forget about a scene and shit. Okay. And like, I don't know, rewatching things once I don't think is a big deal.
I can't do it. I can't do it
at all, ever?
No.
Any show? None.
No.
Because I'll tell him about a show that's going on, and he's like, I've never seen it. And I was like, all right, we'll just play the first episode. And like, I'll rewatch the episode, but I catch things also that I didn't see the first time, And to him, it's a brand new experience, but to me, I'm like more in depth, more trying to.
And you're kind of watching him, see how he enjoys it. Like you're not really watching the show anymore. You're just kind of watching Shane. Like, what, is he gonna like?
I'm
this
just
part?
Looking at him.
Oh, he likes this
staring at me.
Oh, this part's so good. Hey, this part's gonna be so funny.
It's this one guy. Like that, bro.
Oh, wait for this. You're gonna love this part.
The shoulder tap.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
What's better, the shoulder tap? We were talking last week about the people that like give people
Nudge
good
you?
Slugs.
Yeah.
Do you like people like that?
No.
That's something that you
Why?
do sometimes?
Why? I'm listening to you. I'm seeing you.
Yeah,
yes.
but sometimes just to make sure that bring that point home.
Not too long ago, we were at Half Moon, and this gentleman that we kind of all gathered. Well, he was with a couple other friends of ours. And
I know you're going to this.
It was towards the end of the night, and Shane was standing next to him. He was sitting down, and Shane started saying something, and homie just turns around kind of and like flips his hat back and forth.
Yours?
His.
Why?
It's my first time meeting him, okay?
Yeah, he's never met him before.
I don't even know his name.
Oh my god.
So I had my hat. It wasn't fully on my head because it was a little bit warm inside.
Yeah, he had
the
it
bar.
propped up, you know?
It's a little warm.
Dodgers hat or something.
It was a Dodgers hat.
So I was kind of on the guy's like team for a little bit.
You're like, I've been wanting to do that all night.
So like, I don't even know him. And he just like hits my hat down. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. I don't really know you, but sure, whatever. So I put my hat back. And then, like, 5 seconds later, he hits it down again. And he's just, like, laughing at it. He's like, I don't like your hat like that. It's like...
I almost said something, bro. I was like... Because I knew you were going to say something. You were about to say something.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if he doesn't say anything, I'm totally going to be like, bro, you don't even fucking know this person.
Yeah,
Why are you doing... Like,
I don't think I know you well enough to do this shit to me. It's like, if you're my friend, sure, whatever, it's funny or whatever. I haven't even met you. I don't know your name.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you okay with this?
Right.
You know why? White privilege. That's what it was.
Is that the first guy that you murdered?
Yeah, no, second.
Allegedly.
You're like, this guy might taste good, though.
Allegedly. Another guy.
No, he's got a lot of fatty.
It might be with bars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fatties are harder, though, because they have that thick skin and all the folds. It's not a...
It could be like pork belly, though, if you did it right.
If you did it right. But I don't trust... I'm sure it's going to be filled with like McDonald's and shit.
Maybe confit belly fat.
Ooh, yeah. Just let it sit in its own fat for a couple days.
Yeah.
I could do that. And then put onto a broiler, get it nice and crispy on top.
Oh, now we're talking. It's all about the crispiness.
That's funny.
The crunch.
You guys are both good chefs, too.
Yeah.
So, Shane, are you seeing anyone?
I am not.
No?
No, it's hard out here, man.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna add. Yeah, thanks. I was wondering, like, not seeing anybody. Do you ever like online date? Any of that kind? Have you dabbled in that?
I have dabbled. No real good responses. So it is what it is. I think I find better responses just going out randomly to like whether it be a bar or a show or just go to a coffee
Whole
place.
Foods or something.
Whole Foods, yeah, just like meeting people that way, as opposed to online to where, yeah, I just haven't found anything.
So you don't use any of it at all, or do you sometimes still go?
I'll still swipe, but it's not
Tinder.
No. Bumble. I think I'm too old for Tinder at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing. You?
I've dabbled in it. I've dated people on it before. I've hooked up with people on it before. I just see it as a big waste of time. It's like this one thing that you have to really, if you want it to work, if you want to meet people, like you have to engage with people, you have to spend time swiping, conversing, weeding out, people or whatever. So I found that I was like, if I have 10 minutes, instead of swiping, I should like be playing guitar or reading or listening to I don't know, absorbing something rather than just doing this like, oh, I want to come. I don't know. It feels, and I also, it's one of those things like, I don't want to meet somebody, I don't want that to be the story.
I don't think it's that bad.
That might be
It's not a big deal anymore,
I don't think
man.
it is either. I don't think, I don't have shame. It's not that I have shame from it.
No, but there is definitely like this, there's something about it that...
Taboo.
Yeah, people find it like, oh, you met on Tinder.
Right.
And there's stories like that. There's a ton of stories like that. And now it's not so... What's a fucking word I'm looking for?
I mean, you're way out of the game. Who knows? You're like a fucking grandpa
I
over here
know,
trying
bro.
to give us dating advice. You're like, come on, you guys. It's like when you pick them up and you take
So
them.
back in your day, how did you do it?
You take them to the movies. You go on Fandango and you print out the tickets at home. Your mom picks you up at 7:30.
Jesus, man.
It's
Making me
true,
feel
though.
old. Yeah, kinda.
Then, if you're lucky, you get some Cold Stone after. And I mean, you see them at school the next day.
Strawberry with strawberry.
Oh, is that the move?
That was my go-to.
Ooh, that's an interesting move. I always liked. It's weird because it wasn't necessarily good, but I liked putting gummy bears in them because I liked how they got like weirdly hard frozen.
Isn't that too hard to like bite through?
Exactly. There was some kind of enjoyment of that. I like being miserable. I'm like, this doesn't even taste good.
You like the work.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was saying...
Anyways.
Anyway. No, we want to try to get Shane a girlfriend.
Oh,
That's
is
the
that,
goal.
Oh, is that the goal?
2019 goals.
2019.
Oh yeah, is that
Yeah.
on your dream board? I told you to bring it. I noticed that you didn't bring it.
It's on my Pinterest now. We don't do dream
Oh.
boards. We're very modern here.
I like doing the dream boards because remember those old ones you do at the science fair, the threefold?
Yeah.
You can make some badass ones now. Mine kind of it's like one of those pop-up things. So when you open, it's like, wow, your dreams. Confetti comes out every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Wow.
I reload
You
it.
reload it.
Yeah, I set it all up and it's like
You gotta
here-
put the spring and...
it's a process.
She made your own gun basically that shoots out confetti.
Exactly. Safer than the alternative,
True. Yeah.
What
But
about
I
you?
was saying, to find this online profile thing, he would like, you kind of have to, you have your own view of yourself,
Yeah.
to what you think people look at.
It's all
you know?
ego.
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. But at the same time, it's like, I can read his bio or look at his picture on his profile and it's like, okay, no, well, we need to say this. And so I can have an input kind of like, if he let us in and like, you know what I'm saying? But I can see that being hard to do.
Is that the
too.
move to get him a girlfriend? You're gonna like
Yeah,
kind of
we're doing
step
it.
into his.
We're doing it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I just need to show the profile eventually.
Yeah.
So we have to...
Though again,
maybe-
I don't think it's going to help that much because I don't find
'Cause
much
it-
on there.
This podcast might help you.
Yeah, we have a ton of listeners.
Yeah.
A ton.
They're probably wet just listening to you talk.
You guys are
They're
the
like,
best podcast. The best.
You heard it from Shane, folks.
Basically NPR.
Basically NPR.
When's have you been in a long relationship or is it kind of just been dating
Not
here and there?
Dating here and there,
Yeah.
just having fun. Yeah.
Gotcha. Getting your dick wet and shit.
You can put it that way, yeah.
That way sounds nice.
I like to say it as gross as I can.
That's for sure getting there.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, you had a big day. If we want to talk about relationships,
Oh, yeah,
you want
right.
to talk about it?
I got married yesterday.
Woo!
It was fun, man. It was definitely a weird experience, but good experience. It was a long time coming too, you know. We've been dating for 10 years.
Because you just came for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time.
Congrats.
Exactly.
First come.
Waited 10 years.
I'm glad our friends are really happy about that.
That is quite blue balls. What kind of blue balls? What were you looking at?
I mean, they were purple.
Oh, purple. Yeah, because it's like
balls. They weren't blue anymore.
Playing a little bit of that brown and blue.
Yeah,
what does that make? What was that color? I don't know.
Mud.
I'm trying to imagine it. Mud, yeah. Muddy balls.
Muddy balls.
Is that big in Hispanic culture? Not blue balls. They call it muddy balls.
Muddy balls.
Anyways, sorry. Keep going.
No, and that's it, man. We went out to Fleming's for dinner.
Nice.
Shit was bomb.
Yeah, it's a good
And then we
place.
went over to Shane's actually afterwards, and he gave us this wonderful gift card for Fleming's.
There we go.
Yeah.
A little late. Should have done it before.
Or- I'm kind of lazy.
Better late than never, I guess.
Yeah.
They say.
I've kind of had it for like 3 years at this point. So I've been meaning to ship it.
That's expired.
It was gifted to me. It's like in one of those gift cards that they lose their value. It's been so long, it's like losing that $10.
It's very
every
possible.
month.
I make no promises as to what's actually on that gift
So
card.
there's 76 cents.
It's
Damn
a thought.
it!
It's a thought that counts.
It is. I appreciate it.
It's fun. It's funny how cards can do that, like deteriorate their value like that on the back. It's like that fine print. It's like you will start taking money from it if you don't use it. And you're like, all right, cool, thanks, bro.
I think that's illegal in some places, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I think California passed a law.
Fucking California. I hope they become their own country. This is ridiculous. All these things that they're doing.
We're looking out for everybody.
Too many. I feel like they're looking out for too many people.
When does that? We got a hashtag here. Who do you think you are? It's a hashtag where have morals gotten you?
Yeah.
You know,
that's
when
true.
is it? We're talking about millennial burnout here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're putting all this work in, and what are you really seeing a difference?
This isn't really even for me because I'm living a good life. I'm happy. This is more what I can do to give back because I am so lucky, so privileged.
Right.
To where I can help other people out. I can help the earth that I.
That's crazy
Have
to
that
me, but
opportunity.
but you worked hard for it. You weren't handed it.
I wasn't handed it, but at the same time,
It's crazy to me that he thinks about it like that. Like he's, you know.
My starting off point was so much higher than others to where I was allowed to go to a private school to where I made these connections and I could have a tutor. I could have an SAT class and that allowed me to get into college. And then my parents paid for my college to where, I had no worries about student debt or anything. And with that, I could afford to take whatever classes I want. And I had, even the fact that I had two parents who were there for me at all times to kind of guide me through this. A lot of people don't have that.
That's true.
So that's why I feel like I have this giant leg up that I should pay back just because I feel lucky.
So and then just back to do people, the society try to bring you down? Like, so I thought about this morning because I was like scrolling through and there was this lady in Scottsdale, a real nice lady. This African American was in his car and she wasn't very happy with him. She said a lot of things that start with the N word and things like she killed Tupac and like all this kind of stuff. And I feel like you hear a lot of like white and black, like in the news at least, but like Asian immigrants or that ethnicity, like it's obviously racism is apparent everywhere. Like, so is it being through in your skin? Like, is that something that you see? Like, do you have examples of that as you've lived, or is it pretty sparse actually, where you feel like people are like?
I mean, they're being unintentionally racist a lot of times
Okay.
to where I know people are just joking, but I get a lot of like, you're Asian, you're good at math. It's like, does that mean I didn't work hard for it then?
So does that bother? Like, do those kind of things bother you?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. So
But-
those like little jabs, those like dumb little like imitations. What did it say? Like those.
Yeah, because you wouldn't do that to anybody else. You wouldn't go up to an African American person and fake Ebonics in front of them.
That's true.
But-
Behind their back, though.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
but behind
We
back-
did an episode of that too.
But in
Just
front
all
of their
about-
face, you wouldn't do that. Whereas if they're Asian, people feel no qualms about that.
That's
like,
great.
It's fine.
That's what's interesting, right? It's not a news article. It's you're not like filming them saying like this is racist. This is
Right.
Yeah.
So it is like a kind of a constant thing.
Yeah, because like to them, you shouldn't feel bad because we're putting you up. Like, we're holding you up as the model minority. It's like, I don't want that on me. Like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just me as a person. I'm just trying to get through this. So why are you saying, oh, you should be good at this? You should be smart. It's like, I don't need that pressure from some random outside source.
Do you have a story, like, you don't have to, if you don't have them, that, or, but like, where you're like, this guy or lady or gender fluid person is a piece of shit, like what they're saying, like how they're attacking it, like have you had like one of those moments where it's like, this is, I mean, I've even had some of those with people which isn't even race based, just probably because they're like, just see me as a piece of shit kid or something. But like, have you had any that you're like, this person is racist, this is...
A lot of it is just to where they don't even think about it.
Gotcha.
To where, like, I'm at Oso down the street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting down, minding my own business. Some random dude just ruffles my hair. I don't know him, and just walks away. And
why did that happen?
I don't know. It's because I'm a little Asian dude. Whereas, like, again, if it wasn't me, I found some regularly sized white dude, he wouldn't do that because he didn't get into a fight.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's a weird thing to do to a person.
Same thing with a hat.
Yeah, you don't even fucking... What?
Like, what makes you do that? If I was 6 feet tall, 220 and built, would you do that? No, you wouldn't do that shit.
I would just ruffle your hair here. Jesus Christ, I almost killed Shane. The cord from my headphones just almost wrapped around your neck and strangled you.
So it's like weird subjections to like...
Or it's like, to where I've worked in my office for 4 years now. People still don't know if I'm Chinese or if I'm Japanese or Korean. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just Asian in general to them.
See, I don't know without asking, and not to be like sound like...
But I mean, if you work with
or
a
racist,
person...
the right word. It's like being open about it, I'm not sure, but just opening the conversation is enough. Is like, that's a good first step.
Right.
At least,
right. Like, they've asked me, but they've asked me like 10 times at this point,
okay.
where they should know.
Right.
They should know my background. And like, when I went to Japan, like, I'm going to Japan. It's like, oh, so you're going home? I'm like, no, I'm not going home because Japan is
like this
China.
guy over here.
Yeah, right.
Your friend. He's like,
of course.
You eat with those robots and shit?
It's just like simple things like that where it's not like they're trying to be offensive. It's just, I don't know. I expect you to know.
Do you find, okay.
But the difference between me and those people is I know Shane.
Right.
Okay?
So I'm also
there's a big difference.
So is there also humor though too? Like you can make, like I mean, I'll make like dark jokes, like really dark jokes, and not like racist in terms, but I mean just like morbid things like that. Right. And, like they're not always funny and so like. So is there ever like somebody like does it smart?
Yes, if you can do it smart, then I'll appreciate it.
Okay.
But 99% of the time, it's gonna be
99.
Here. It's just gonna be some really old shit that I've heard a million times.
Gotcha.
It's like, that's not even funny. Why are you even saying this?
Is there one that's just, is it math? Is that the worst? Is that the overused one? I'm wondering, because I do feel like that's the laziest one that like always just kind of, it even comes like you think of it as a stupid joke when you're like, what? It just like your brain, it just pops in your brain. Like it's such a thing of culture to be like, well, they're good at math. Like
it's math and you all look the same, to where I went out to the Phoenix Open with coworkers, and then we had a server who happened to be Asian, and a coworker just went back to, oh, you related to her? I'm like, yes, she's Asian. Christ. I'm Asian. We're all Asian. Yes, I get it. It's funny, hilarious.
Yeah. And
it's like stupid shit like that. Like, why is that funny to you?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you worked hard for that. I don't know.
Right. I get that. Yeah. How about like cultural appropriation? Where do you stand with that? Do you feel like if you see somebody kind of like stepping on the toes of, I don't know.
Out here, I get upset more for other people than I do for the Asian community, just because there really isn't that much Asian stuff out here.
Okay.
So for me, it doesn't really affect.
In terms of what do you get offended by from other people? Like, what kind of appropriating are we talking?
Just white dudes saying the N-word a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so where like they feel like, oh, I have black friends. Like, nah, it doesn't matter, man.
Right. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, or just them being really down, changing how they talk when they're amongst certain friends, to where they get real hood, and then once they're back amongst their other friends, they get back to how they normally talk to like their parents.
Don't we do that kind of naturally? I mean, we work in a very Spanish speaking kitchen, and there's the people that don't speak Spanish that try to communicate with the Spanish speaking people that then have this slur to how they say like, oh, how is doing this thing, or like you're like what, you Mexican emphasize. Italian, you're emphasizing like to try to, but it's almost like talking to a child and changing your voice, like, and you're not really supposed to do that either, you know, like.
For sure, I think that's trying to relate to somebody, whereas I'm thinking more along the lines of somebody saying, yo, what up, son? Where you at? How you been? What you doing? Word.
That's what I said when you got here.
Yeah, for sure. That's how he greeted us.
That to me, it gets kind of fake, especially to when most times saying, hey, what's up, dude?
Hey.
And that's how you
How's your
roll.
week been?
Yeah.
You should be like that all the way around.
How's the barometric pressure?
Yeah. Ooh, it's really humid today.
Where is your family of origin, sir? All right, have a nice day. That would be a great world.
I mean,
and then next time you see him, you ask him again.
Yeah.
That's how you talk. That's how you talk.
Oh, a new one.
Whereas, like, if you're trying to speak Spanish in the kitchen, that's you trying. You're just changing the style, like the intonations. I think that's more just trying to relate to somebody.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's so fickle. It's such like
it's a fine line for sure, but it's something that plays in my head to where I'm very aware of it because I've grown up amongst it. Whereas I don't think a lot of people here have. It's
interesting to hear just how, like, through the looking glass, like how you seeing those little interactions of how that just be annoying. Because even I get tired. You hear the same shit over and over again, but that's only for like a, you know, whatever. But as a class, you're just like, all right, cool. Like, can we
move it along here?
Yeah, can we have an honest conversation or talk about something like meaningful? But nobody has meaningful conversations anyways for the most part. I mean, most people are pretty small-minded. They're just trying to look for the next thing to buy or watch.
For sure.
I'm guilty of as well. I mean,
we all are.
Yeah.
Because that's how we decompress. Just have meaningless conversations about nothing.
This thing.
Well, I think this is more meaningful than what people typically have. Because
you heard it from Shane, folks.
It's true though, because what most
wise Chinaman.
As I stroke my flat shoe.
No, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is more constructive as opposed to just talking about the football game or talking about the same content over and over again.
I mean, we hit some points today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We hit gun laws, wall talk.
We did.
Yeah, racial things.
Racial divides.
Racial stuff. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How was your doctor's appointment?
It was good. My first physical in like 15 years.
Dude,
so.
that's on my to-do list of like one of those things that I've really pushed
Since 3 years ago?
No, maybe a year ago. I think especially after you did your blood test on this, like the third or fourth episode, I was like, should really just take a look.
That's been 6 months now.
Yeah.
Over 6 months now.
But it's been like 15 years. I mean, 10 years maybe or something.
Yeah, because I never really even thought about it until my friend brought it up and saying like, you know, you're not young anymore. You really should like check this out.
Yeah.
And then I go to the doctor's office and he asked, when's the last time you had your tetanus shot? It's like, I don't know.
I was 13.
Probably,
and I fell
honestly.
on a nail. Yeah. That's how it happened for me.
I stepped on a nail like a year ago.
Did you get your tetanus shot?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're good for another 10 years.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Well, he's like, I don't know.
I got my tetanus shot, put his finger in my butt.
You put his finger in your butt.
I took it. I'm like, while I'm in here.
I need this.
He says, no, you're not old enough for that. You're like, I don't care.
He's like, you're too old. I'm not turned on. Oh.
Yeah. Just give it some time.
Let's give it some time.
So you went for your first time. Were you scared, or did you feel kind of good? You're like, I'm just gonna do this to like
just want to
prove to everybody,
get it over
like,
with, just to make sure I have no problems. Get it over with.
Yeah.
And then I realized I'm gonna be leaving the country at the end of the year, so I need to get even more shots. I gotta go back.
That's true.
So I gotta go do that again.
Are you an anti-vaxxer?
God, no.
Measles are coming back.
Yes, because people don't take their fucking vaccinations.
Do you take your flu shot?
I do not. That's just because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I don't do flu shots.
I don't either.
Though I do, if I am sick, I will not come into work because that is just selfish, in my opinion. To where
Totally.
I get it. You're trying to save your vacation time, but in effect, you're wasting everybody else's because they're gonna get real sick just because of you.
That's why I hate restaurants, which is the one place you shouldn't have to go if you're sick. But literally every restaurant I've ever worked in, if you're sick, it's like, and then it's like a little like.
How sick are you?
Right.
Like,
or show me a note, or like something. But it's like then it just becomes this like breeding ground. Like then every fucking person literally inside those kitchens all.
It's like an
get sick.
infestation of cockroaches.
Basically, yeah, and it gets into your lungs. We're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, here you go.
You realize you're puking and diarrheaing at the same time.
And then you don't have time to wash your hands because
so you just go right back
to it.
Oh, God. So I guess I'm never going to you guys' place again.
Just like Hong Kong.
Just like oh, dude, it was so much worse there. You don't even know.
My dad said, I think it was Hong Kong, and he got there. It might have been. I mean, this could be another thing of just being totally wrong region. So I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, but he like landed, and he's like walking. And they're like people are cooking and like smoking cigarettes and just sweating all over.
And oh yeah.
Ash, you get a little bit of ashes.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Builds up your tolerance.
There you go.
That's why I have a strong stomach.
That's
I mean, there is truth to that. Actually, that's the thing with not getting the flu shot, or like if I get sick, I don't necessarily go straight to like Dayquil or NyQuil, or so like have your immune system kind of try to figure these things out unless it gets serious.
Yeah.
You know,
no, for sure.
Then you go straight to the promethazine and you just drink that scissor.
That's it. Then you lean in, you know what I mean? Then everything's good.
Yeah. You wake up fine.
Yeah.
After 13 hours of sleep.
16.
Okay.
In some cases.
That's a good sleep. It's a good 16-hour sleep.
What is the longest you've ever slept?
I slept like a day.
1 day? 1 whole day?
Like a day of we probably woke up in between. It was after a lot of ecstasy.
Okay.
Which makes sense. But what's funny about this story is we popped a bunch of E, going in the woods, walking and stuff like that. 'Cause that's what I do on those kind of things. Like we just explore. So then up for, 2 days or whatever, we go to sleep and it's at her mom or her parents' house. And we're sleeping in her room we wake up the next day and we're like, holy fuck, it's been a day. We go downstairs, her mom's like, I thought you guys were just having sex for like, and we're like,
marathon
European
session.
family. And I was like, no, definitely not. That'll take 2 minutes. But it was funny, just like the lack of just like, oh, well, I thought you guys were, banging it out. Like, no, we were just coming down off of some fucking serotonin draining cold stuff. Yeah. That's the longest I've slept, though. How about you? What's the longest you slept?
I think it's like 12 hours.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. And it was in Mexico in my cousin's...
So lazy.
My cousin's room. See? I get that shit too, okay, Shane? I know exactly what you're going through. Yeah, and it's always white people, of course.
And I'm still laughing.
He conquers.
He fucking thinks he's the funniest guy in the world.
We're on top right now, so we gotta enjoy it while we can. Like you said, China's coming, which is a real. I mean, it probably will happen.
Oh, that's.
It will probably happen.
I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
No, I mean I'm not either.
Be prepared to learn some Chinese.
Are you so? I mean, I don't want to cut you off from where you're going with that, but I did have a question about that.
Oh, just about sleeping?
Yeah.
My cousin's room just had no windows,
Uh-huh.
so it was just pitch dark. And so I thought it was just still nighttime.
Nobody woke you up?
Nobody woke. No.
Oh, Pedro, Pistol Pete, just sleeping.
When I was taking pictures, I wanted to name the brand Pixel Pete.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Google?
Little fun
Sponsored
fact.
by Google.
Yeah. So, China becoming the... China. Becoming the superpower of the world. Mm-hmm. But you being I don't know, would you classify yourself as an American?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, that's a fear of people, but is it for you, or you're like, oh, cool, I don't care?
I don't care just because I feel like we shouldn't think as a nation, we should think globally to where what's not just best for this nation, it's what's best for everybody, because they are the same thing. They're still people. They're not beneath us, so why separate it that way? And
wait, they're not beneath us, so you are a flat earther.
on the same level of ground until they fall off the edge of the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Antarctica wall, like the sheet of ice.
Is that what happens? Like, I don't, like...
That's what they say.
So you just fall off, and they hide those deaths as a conspiracy?
Don't ask me. I really don't know.
No, what was it that?
I know there's a wall, like an Antarctica.
There's an ice wall that surrounds what we know as the world.
And
correct?
you can see technology of the future if you look like hard enough into the glaciers, I guess you call it. It's obviously true.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, they wouldn't have YouTube videos about it or articles, or my Facebook friends wouldn't share stuff about it.
Wouldn't be on InfoWars if it wasn't true.
There's no way it would be on InfoWars if it wasn't true.
Good old.
Like the Truman Show. Ever seen that movie?
It's great.
Same thing. Like that wall that he gets to at the end. Maybe that's what it is.
Climbs out.
Like, shit, I gotta turn around.
Turn around.
Yeah, if you hit the wall, it'd be like, I've gone too far.
I guess.
Because a circle could still end.
Technically.
Not really.
A circle ends?
Yeah.
How?
How it begins.
So then you just keep recircling.
That's all we're doing.
It's forever.
I know.
Ouroboros.
What a sad thought.
Yeah. It hurt my head.
I know.
Sad.
I'd rather believe it's flat Earth.
Yeah.
It's just all a fragmented.
Pixelated existence.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that make it more difficult if it actually was, though?
I guess so.
Yeah,
That's what
Noki
Noki's
agreed.
chiming in
Yeah.
over there as a producer. It's like, it wouldn't be more.
What? Can you say that again, Doug?
It's like, I've said my piece.
Okay. What do you mean, like,
Just-
how would it be harder?
If all the fake news of the sphere of the world ended up saying, oh, the world is actually flat.
I think there are people that lose their mind.
Obviously. Well, that's the same thing with, like, if Jesus was resurrected and he came back. Like, how many people, like, okay, earlier we were talking about you meeting Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
who is this, the real Jesus? Like, what would it take for people to be like, oh, yeah, this is like,
What would
yeah,
it take
this
to
is,
actually believe them?
yeah, like, isn't this what you were waiting for? They're like, yeah, but this isn't it. They're like, oh, no. You're like, what would it take for them to be?
Augmented reality, it's all fake.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a great comedy. Jesus comes back. He's like, I've come again, my children. And he has to, like, spend the movie trying to prove to people that he's, like, actually God. He's taking, like, ancestry tests.
It just gives $1. It's like, here's some random bum.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
Subway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good movie idea.
Thank you.
We come up with some good movie or topic pilots here on this. Who do you think
Basically
you are?
NPR.
Basically.
Fair and balanced.
Yes.
I finished my notebook, guys.
You finished your notebook. Wow. It's over.
It's over for this one. I have the exact same one at home, though. So
Oh, you
I have
didn't
a
mix it
brand-
up.
I have a brand new one.
Are you a writer or anything? Do you have any creative outlets?
I write occasionally. I will more so take notes about things I find funny or interesting and then kind of expand upon those. And I think things like this is a creative outlet to where you actually throw shit against the wall, talk about it, as opposed to just giving your opinion on stupid shit that's happening.
For sure, yeah.
So I think this is a very good exercise.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's almost like meditating. It's like you're just getting all the stuff that's floating around in your head out.
That's I've never
It's
really
very
thought
true,
about that. It's
because, like,
that
afterwards-
it's like that balloon, like you said
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Afterwards, like, I'll go home and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking tired. I
Dude.
don't want to do anything. It's like we did kind of spend this time just talking and processing and
That's funny. I've never thought about it that same way. I've always think about exhaustion, just being tired from. But maybe it's because you're just like what's
Letting
called?
it live.
Letting it.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
prettier word for that.
I like
excreting,
excrementing.
Farting out the mouth.
farting out the mouth, coming out the mouth,
Whoa, that'd be
Spitting.
interesting.
coming out of the mouth.
It's more of a splurt than a...
Yeah, it'd be like, what's the thing with your tongue that you do? Like,
It's like when you cough and a loogie that's lodged in your throat
Oh.
just comes out and it's like,
you know, it's funny. Like, speaking of like little things that kids do, like that tongue thing with like spitting in like high school or junior high, like that the finger thing. You know how that always like, you know, like the three finger and you put it under your waist.
Yeah.
The punch. Back to slugging people because it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny. Like that's a huge thing in my sister's school right now too. Of all these kids doing that, and they're like, people are so dumb.
That's white power now, dude.
That's that's right. That was
That's what it means. White power.
Was it?
So,
You heard it
supposedly.
first from Pedro. Pistol Pete.
Cultural appropriation.
That's you're
damn
stealing the
it.
white people shit now, bro.
Jesus.
Don't steal that white power. Don't steal that nationalist shit, okay? Speaking of nationalists, Bernie Sanders is running for 2020.
Wow.
That's a good
Socialist,
segue.
right?
Nationalist.
Socialist.
No, I'm kidding. How do you feel about that? Are you a fan?
I am a fan of his. I think he has some really great ideas. Unfortunately, I think he's too old.
I know, dude. I'm just like, why? I like him too. I think he has some really great points.
How old is he?
He's like 80.
Yeah.
Wasn't Trump like 82?
Yeah, that's too old also.
He's older than Trump, I think, by a couple years. But I'm just, it's frustrating, number one, because
He just needs
I
eight.
think
He
Trump
just
is going to
needs
get
eight.
reelected, which it's sad. I'm sad it's going to happen, but I don't think the Democrats are going to beat him. Number one, because I just think the candidates that are coming forward, they're like doing the same thing the Republicans did. They threw like 15 people up, and then everybody's attention is like looking at all these different people rather than coming together. Like we're like uniting by separating ourselves to like subgroups. And I'm just like, what? We gotta like focus. We gotta beat this guy.
I think eventually it will get whittled down, but for now it's just everybody's throwing their hat in the ring just to see how much money they can raise
Right.
and how far they can take this. Because it was the same thing with Trump, where he was going to run. It wasn't serious for him. It was like, I'm going to get some great exposure out of this.
Yeah.
And
Prove Obama wrong.
and make some money.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that he fucking won, and he was just as shocked as everybody else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Do I think he's going to win again? Unfortunately, yeah, probably.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders got like $6 million in foundation funds in like 24 hours.
Yeah. We'll
But
see.
that I think he will be the front runner. I think it would be hard for just all the press and stuff that he had from basically winning the DNC, which got rigged from Hillary. Like he should have been
Allegedly.
allegedly, yes. Russia, damn it. But I just feel like that was his time, and now I feel like
a little past.
yeah. And now it just feels like this
Agree.
Trump, Sanders, like extremists in a way.
No, for sure, because Sanders is so far to the left, because he is a socialist, to where he does want Medicare for all, to where he doesn't believe anybody should be making $1 billion. He wants to tax them to almost nothing.
I wrote this down that Amazon pays $0 in federal taxes after making $793 billion. Netflix paid $0 in federal tax after making $845 million this last year. Like, that's a lot of fucking money. Like, if you tax that properly, even at what we're taxed, like even lower than that, you could get your wall. You could get a lot of shit. Like, these super rich people, like this is the divide, you know,
Yes.
and it's only growing and getting worse and worse. And as the systems of automation come, then more and more jobs are going to be lost too. So you're like socialist ideal, like we kind of have to start putting them into our society and our economy. I think, I don't know.
I agree, but even me being pro-socialist, we don't know how it's actually going to turn out, because we have seen in Central and South America to where it has been failing, to where I think like Maduro's government, that's a socialist government, and it's not doing well at all.
Right, yeah, there's never been a good socialist government in history, right?
But right now it's showing with all the seams between people that capitalism really isn't working either.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So you need to find
Yeah, what's the argument for that? Like the American dream, I guess. Like capitalism.
That's out the window.
I don't know.
I think the argument is people see others making millions and billions, and think
Right.
that if you work hard enough, you can achieve this too. But unfortunately, I don't think that's actually true. It's a pipe dream for most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Do you have a presidential candidate that?
Not yet. I think
that
it's
you
too
like?
early. I need to find out their positions, just because there's a lot of
Sex
reading.
scandals and stuff like
There's
that.
a lot of that. There's a lot of reading, vetting,
Yeah.
and then from there we'll see. And honestly, eventually it's going to be who actually wins the nomination. And whoever does, I'll be voting for them because I'm not going to be voting for Trump.
Were you a Hillary fan?
I was a Hillary fan. Reading up on it more now, I'm more Bernie just because seeing how much of a war hawk she was, how much she was okay with military spending, and I'm really not. Like, we don't need to be involved.
Reptilian.
Yeah, a little bit of a snake, yeah. I guess. But,
yeah. See what happens. Are you active? You're active politically, like you.
I mean, I'm informed. I'm not active to where I don't go door to door or anything.
Right.
I think
but
next year, when it's
Actively
further along in
informed.
the cycle, I think I may stump for somebody and like get the word out there and try to inform people. So that they actually vote because this is important.
Yeah.
More important than whatever Kardashian got divorced.
I mean, that's debatable, but it's like second on the list, maybe.
Have you seen those ratings?
Yeah, I mean that's.
Come on.
I mean, I feel bad for Chloe. I mean,
Speaking of The Walking Dead, I mean, come on. Oh man. Well,
I'm hungry.
you hungry?
2:10. Any last thought? Anything? We made a nice little podcast there. It was long.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to these listeners, Shane? Any words of wisdom that you want to
Stay woke.
stay woke?
Whoa.
Damn, that should be our next hashtag.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, Shane. And thanks for visiting the Who Do You Think You Are podcast.
Thanks very much. It's a lot of fun.
We'd love to have you back again.
At some point, once Trump gets reelected.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll all be celebrating.
Right, because we all voted for him.
Yeah, bring some champers over,
Yes, of
pop some
course.
bottles.
Pedro, congratulations to you. And
Thank you. I'm a married man.
Noki, fucking keep getting it, dude. And everybody out there.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for the love.
Bye.
Goodbye.